Only mode.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Nick Unsworth here, and welcome to our live San Diego Entrepreneurs virtual workshop. And we're really fired up to have you guys here tonight. And we've got a great lineup of content for you, and I've got some exciting things that we're going to be sharing for you guys at the end as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive right in and just get right to it. We're going to try, and we do have this, scheduled for a 2 hour live training. I do think we're going to be able to wrap that up much in advance. So, but before we dive into the content, if you could just go to the chat box and just type in where you're calling in from. We're going to mostly have folks out here in San Diego. I'm on the bay. I'm looking at Sail Bay. We've got a little sunset going on, a little bit cloudy. But just type in whereabouts you're calling in from, and then also if the audio is okay for you, just type in yes for that, or no if we need to change anything around, and then we'll dive in. I'll share the agenda with you guys, and we'll roll from there. So okay, cool. So we got some folks up in the Oceanside area. Very cool. Representing from La Jolla, Connie, welcome. Rancho Bernardo, we've got downtown North Park. Okay, sweet. Encinitas. All right, well, welcome, guys. And so basically, what I'm going to cover here tonight is I'm just going to jump to the agenda. We're going to be talking through our strategies here with our company, Life on Fire, and what we do to help our clients build authority, start a movement, and grow a 6 to 7 figure business that kicks ass. So it's kind of our mission with Life on Fire. I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am and my journey and what we're doing with Life on Fire, and a little bit about how our coaching and what we're doing with clients to help everyone get to that point and achieve the success that you guys want to achieve. So this is a purely educational coaching content, so we really hope that we're going to be able to deliver the value that you guys are looking for, and really hope that you enjoy it. We're also going to talk about just kind of how as you hear my story, like how I went from a workaholic and just a crazy scenario as an entrepreneur to being very fulfilled. And so I build a business very differently than I used to before, and we're going to be sharing some of those tips. We do have the private Facebook group, so I want to encourage you guys, if you're not in it, this is what's really awesome about what we're putting together is we have, I mean, shoot, I think we're up to almost 325 or so local San Diego based entrepreneurs, and we're all in the same private Facebook group. And we're going to continue to do events, and we actually have a local in-person event November 1st right out here in San Diego. And so what's cool is as we start to put on more events, the whole purpose is just to network entrepreneurs together, because when we're doing that, we can be passing so much business back and forth to each other. And so networking is a big part of our business model, and it really helps everyone. And when you're hanging out with like-minded entrepreneurs, it also makes it a lot of fun to be in business too. So definitely get in the Facebook group. I'm going to have the link for you guys in just a minute on that. Then we're going to talk about kind of our model, how we look at business. We've got this thing called the 4 pillars of a 6 or even 7 figure business. And then we're going to share some details about our upcoming live in-person event that's November 1st right here in downtown San Diego. It's going to be awesome. So basically, our team, we do have our team members on the line. We've got Ryan Dewey. We call him the fire chief. So he's my right-hand man. He's our chief operating officer. He's been out here in San Diego for years. That's where him and I became friends. But he moved to Michigan to basically start or not necessarily start a family, but to be with his girlfriend and probably soon to be wife, and her son out there. So he's remote. Donna is in Connecticut. I'm actually originally from Connecticut. I've lived out here in San Diego twice now, and so Donna's still back in Connecticut. She heads up our customer care. And then we have Shane Johnston, who's actually out in Canada. He is a traffic and conversion expert, and then Ryan Skelly, also a traffic and conversion expert. And these guys we've worked with for a couple years, and they're phenomenal with advertising. So a lot of what we're going to be sharing with you guys is tips on just how we're building business and how we're working with our clients to build business. But we will have some really cool Facebook advertising tips as well. So we've got one thing that we call a like campaign to drive likes to a page that are targeted, and it really helps to build your credibility. It really helps to build your authority, and it makes a huge difference. In business, whether you're a local business, whether you're an online entrepreneur, doesn't matter. It still works like crazy. So we've got a really killer strategy for that too. So I'm excited about that. And here's the link for the private Facebook group. So at the time I did that screen capture, we're almost at 300 now. I think it's about 325 roughly. And all you
We're
have to
370. We just got our 370th member, Nick.
whoa, where have I been? 370. All right, let's take a quick look over there. That's crazy. 370. Awesome. And welcome to the call. That's Ryan Dewey. What's up, man?
Hey, brother.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks for being here. And guys, if you have questions, feel free to pop them into the chat box, and then Ryan or Donna or one of our team members will be happy to answer them for you. So if you just type in entrepreneurs on fire, it'll pop up and say San Diego. And once you're over here, boom, we can see that there's 370. And this is really cool. So we're going to be sharing all kinds of information. The format for this is we will have a post that we'll pin to the top that has a little bit of an outline. So what we want you to do is, if you haven't done so yet, just share who you are, what you do, and who you help. And from a networking perspective, we've had some really cool people that are sharing, you know, what they what they do for work. I mean, this is really cool. She just shared, that she's got a company called Nerds Rule. It's tied to a nonprofit. It's a really cool mission, and you'll just see from the comments, there's people that have really strong synergies with each other to network and things like that. So we're going to be doing things to kind of spice up this group and get everyone networked together. And then, of course, our in-person events are going to be really, really killer to get to know each other, and it should be a great source of business for everybody. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. All right. So from here, I'm going to just kind of zip through just some of my background just so that you guys understand kind of where I'm coming from. And, it was kind of my dream to be an entrepreneur since I was a little kid. So my kind of just quick overall background, why am I here? How to end up as a business coach is I had just grew up in a family where I knew since I was a little kid, I did not want a typical job. I had, grew up in a family where whether it was my family or my friends' families, I just didn't want to have an environment where, to be a parent one day and not be around for my kids. So long story short, my dad was always just working his tail off. He's an amazing, honorable man, but he was always working extremely hard. And that's great. We all want to work hard. But I kind of grew up in a situation where I was like, you know what? I want to be able to have my own business where I call the shots. Where if I want to go to my kid's football game on a weekend, I can do that. And so I just went to college. I never wanted to have a job. And, while I was in college, I was interning as a financial advisor. And what I loved about it was that I could make recurring income by selling whole life insurance. And so it was one of the top 10, internships according to like the Princeton Review. So I thought it might have been a good gig. But long story short, as I got into that, my mentor at that company sits me down, and I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but he sits me down and pulls out a little flip book, and he starts flipping through this little chart on this little leather, 3-ring binder kind of thing. And he's showing me a presentation. He's showing me a network marketing business opportunity presentation. And this is a guy, he's my mentor. He's a licensed financial advisor. He does extremely well. The guy probably made about a $500,000 a year, and he's showing me this business opportunity. So long story short, I loved being in financial services. As I mean, that was like a cool idea because I figured I could build up a book of business and have recurring residual income. But then when I saw that business model, I was like, man, if I could do it even faster, I could recruit a whole bunch of other people and build that even faster. So I love the business model. I get into it, I go crazy. I break the record at a $2 billion company and just tear it up. Now, it was a very challenging ride. My friends and family thought it was a bad idea, but I pushed through it, conquered network marketing, did really well. But then at the end of the day, the business I was with completely pulled the rug out from under my feet and filed for bankruptcy. So a lot of my journey as an entrepreneur, we all have our own stories, we all have our own journeys, but mine was very up and down, up and down. And a lot of what I'll be teaching in the rest of the training is going to kind of speak to why that is and how I evened it all out and how I got to the point of really loving what I do and being able to create time and financial freedom. So from that experience, I was always just chasing the dream. Like I wanted to make just tons of money, and I wanted to be able to give back and like donate to charities and have time freedom. So I feel like there's a lot of times when you're in that mode we're just kind of chasing opportunity. We're chasing the dream. So I went from there, I chased it right into real estate. I actually did the lending on the Hard Rock Hotel in downtown San Diego. We did each individual hotel suite is actually a condo hotel. So my buddies owned the company that financed that project, and I get out here, move to San Diego, and sure enough, that's when the meltdown happens. So that's another thing that I found is that even though we ended up finishing the project, it worked really well. In 2007, the economy completely blew up. I mean, it was one of the worst it was the worst financial situation that I've ever seen in my lifetime and many people have ever seen. And it made for a rocky road. But at the end of the day, I was chasing this dream of like financial wealth and time freedom, and I chased it into a bubble that was about to pop, right? And it's so timing is a huge factor with with being an entrepreneur, and I clearly missed the timing on that one. From there, I ended up getting into a business they called the new Perks card. And this business was really cool. It was basically a card that had a bunch of discounts on it to local businesses. A consumer would buy it for $20, and then $10 of that purchase would go to a charity of their choice. So every time I've been in business, I've always tried to weave in giving back in nonprofits because one of my missions has always been I just want to love what I do. I want to put my head on the pillow at the end of the day and feel like I've done something good. I want to feel like I've helped my clients, or I want to feel like the money that we've made as a business, it's supporting our families, it's just supporting us, it's allowing us to have a good lifestyle. But I want to do something for the greater good too. So this business was really cool for that, and it was going extremely well. But I want to share this story because it's really fitting with just marketing and advertising. So I went out, hired an advertising company. This advertising company encouraged and really pushed me into spending money for TV commercials. And at that time, you're talking now about 2008. At that time, that was just a really, internet marketing was starting to explode and marketing on Google and all these things. And I looked at it and said, you know what? I think that we should be grassroots. I think that we should be doing all this online marketing. And they came back and said, listen, Nick, if you want to hit the numbers you want to hit, you've got to do TV commercials. I did the worst thing ever is I did not trust my gut. I allowed that company to kind of push me around a little bit. We ran the commercials. The company was like very successful with our product. Everyone loved what I was doing, but the commercials did not convert at all. They did not convert because the targeting for TV commercials, it's just not set up for a small entrepreneur, right? If you're a big box brand, you're a billion-dollar company like Coca-Cola, you can afford to hemorrhage money on commercials because it's massive branding. But for a small entrepreneur, if we put in 30 grand and we only make back 5 grand of sales, that will destroy a business, right? So I looked at that scenario and I could not believe that that's how companies advertise, that they are consistently just putting in money and losing their ass over and over and over and over. And the other thing that happened is that we got so much traffic to the website that we actually ranked on the first page of Google. And we ranked on the first page of Google nationally for the word Perks card, which was awesome, but my card was only, printed in one town. So it didn't lead to sales, but it led to me realizing that once we pulled the commercials, our traffic actually increased. So I looked at it and I had one of these aha moments that said, you know what? I have to get into internet marketing. I've got to learn everything about the industry. So I figured I want to find a better way. I started putting, courses on credit cards. I started traveling. I started joining, doing what's called a mastermind with other, entrepreneurs and online marketers. And I just started learning the industry. So I was basically spending money, to learn and acquire knowledge. And I hit a point where I had to cover a lot of bills. I had to cover over $3,500 a month in bills. I had lots of interest. I was about 50 grand in debt. And I had this kind of moment as an entrepreneur. So I don't know about you guys, if you ever had a moment as an entrepreneur where you're just stuck, you're up against the wall, where you've made a decision or you've had a business that failed and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this mess I put myself in, right? So that's where I was at. So I was at this spot where I was like, you know what? I've got to figure out how to get out of this position. And I learned all this stuff about internet marketing. And I looked at timing and I said, you know what? At the time, I didn't even have a Facebook account. And we're talking at this point, it's like late 2008, early 2009. I didn't even have a Facebook account, but I saw an opportunity and I could see things clear because I've had businesses that were successful and I had ones that failed, but I could see that timing was one of my biggest mistakes, right? And I knew that internet marketing was a huge new wave of opportunity. And I also had the experience, I knew that traditional marketing did not work at all. TV commercials, print, radio, yellow book, you name it, that all sucked. And I proved that out pretty good. So I figured, you know what? I know more than most because I bought all these courses, and I figured, you know what? I'm just going to print business cards and I'm going to call myself a Facebook marketing expert because I know that I can help people that know less than me. And I jumped into this industry in my first month. I just went out, started my personal brand. I took like the photo myself. I had a shoestring budget. I only had, business cards, and I just attacked the local market. And I started, in my first 30 days, I got lots of local accounts. I want to share this quick little story. I ran because this is what's so important about Facebook advertising is you can build up your credibility and you can build up your revenue so fast with Facebook ads. It's absolutely staggering. And it's for any business. I've never come across or met an entrepreneur or a business that we could not help with Facebook ads because you can reach any segment of the market, even B2B, we can reach with Facebook ads. So one of the craziest things that happened is that I went out, I used my, local networking, I pounded the pavement, I got clients, and I started getting them results. I started getting more referrals, and this was all in the first month. Made my 5K of revenue, got the monkey off my back, and I took $100 and I ran ads on Facebook, and I targeted chief marketing officers. And in that ad, I put a picture of myself, and I just wrote, "What do you think of my new Facebook page?" And what happened at that very moment is that everyone else in the ads on Facebook, everyone was selling shit. And I was being different. Everyone was selling stuff. It was logos, it was this, it was that. The early adopters of Facebook marketing was very aggressive. It was very sales based. And then for someone to see just kind of like this smiling face of what looks like maybe just like a normal guy, maybe a nice guy, and I just wrote, "Hey, what do you think of my new page?" And it just got people's attention. And what happens is that when you advertise on Facebook and you're friendly and you're nice and you're either just doing something nice or you're adding value and people interact with your ad, it increases your click-through rate. And when you have a very high click-through rate, it drops down your cost per click. So I learned this very early on. And as soon as I ran that ad, my click-through rate went through the roof, and it was higher than it's ever been. I mean, it was crazy. It's even higher than even what we do now. And so what ends up happening, I was getting clicks for pennies. So I took this $100 budget and I was getting tons and tons and tons and tons of clicks. But I'm targeting chief marketing officers. And so what ends up happening is that I ended up getting clients from this. I ended up getting people on my website and just finding me and like, how can I hire you? It was ridiculous, right? But it was all because of the perception that was created from the ads and the perception that was created from even a very cheesy brand like this. Like, this thing is hideous. And I took the photo myself, looked like a total dork, but I just made, my Facebook page was blue. My blog was blue. My Twitter account was blue. And it just looked like at least I, probably knew what I was talking about, right? So it wasn't great, but at least was decent. And so from that situation, I end up getting a phone call, and I get a phone call from a guy named Quincy, and he calls me up and says, "Hey, I'd like to speak to Nick Unsworth." And I'm like, "Yep, you got him. How can I help you?" And he's like, "Whoa, I'm surprised you didn't have, a receptionist answering the phone." And I was like, "Oh, well, not today or whatever." I'm just kind of just joking around. And I'm like, "So how can I help you?" And he's like, "Well, we've got a big technology conference coming up, and it's in Honolulu, and we'd like you to be the keynote speaker." And I just about fell off my freaking chair, right? Because here it is, my first 30 days in the business. I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment in a 2-family home in like the ghetto of Hartford because, we had the business that failed, that Perks card. And um, I basically was in a tough financial situation. So we're in just this, crappy home basically. And, and this guy thinks that I'm someone that they want to have be a keynote speaker. So I'm sitting there, I'm just playing it cool. And it's like, all right, well, yeah, that sounds great. And I reply back, so how much are you going to pay for the speaker fee? And I don't know how I had the confidence or whatever to say that, but I just threw that out there. Next thing you know, we start negotiating. He says, "Listen, we're going to pay you to come out. We're going to pay you for your hotel and your air, and we're going to, want you to be the keynote speaker." So I accept. And then he asked for my media kit. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll send you the media kit right away. Don't worry about it. I'll send it right away." I get off the phone and here I am Googling, what's a media kit, right? I had no idea whatsoever. And so the moral of the story is that just by running these ads on Facebook, it completely set me up from a brand positioning where he thought I was an expert. And now, granted, it's not to say that I wasn't an expert. I had taken so many courses, I knew more than most, but it was just really cool from a brand positioning. And so from that situation, a lot of what we teach, a lot of how we build our business is with Facebook ads. I mean, we've got clients where we're able to get them a 3, 4, 5. We've even had a 10 times return on investment, not only just on their ads, but our cost of doing business together too. So if we can drive likes, if we can drive email opt-ins, and if we can drive new customers, then what's really exciting is that Facebook ads is a great way to build business. So from there, I actually just recently, this was back in July, that same company, their event has gotten way bigger. It's now at the convention center in Honolulu, but they just asked me to come out there again and keynote. They have heard the story since, and they're not embarrassed about it. But so it's cool. So I'm actually leaving this Thursday in 2 days to go do that, which is awesome. Within 90 days, um, I started doing more consulting. So as a Facebook marketing expert, I had my personal brand, but I was going from local business owners to working with some national companies. So I've worked with Keller Williams Real Estate, Safeco Insurance. It's a billion-dollar insurance carrier. I've worked with lots of different restaurants. I mean, you name the industry, I've been in hundreds of different types of businesses and industries. I've consulted well over 2,000 clients, and so business was just rocking. The first 90 days broke 6 figures. My goal by the age of 30 was to sell a business, and by the time while I was 30, I was able to sell my business for a little over $500,000. And that was a dream of mine since I was a little kid. Actually, I'm kind of a weirdo. I have a tattoo of a cross on my chest, and it says Believe 2012 backwards. So if you looked at it, you can't really read it. But if I look at it when I'm brushing my teeth, it was a reminder that I wanted to sell a business by the time I was 30, because my mission has been to help other people create financial independence, but also, most importantly, time freedom. And what's crazy about this whole scenario, and part of the reason why I'm sharing this, is that selling the business to me was this end game. It was this destination. It was like my dream was to be an entrepreneur and then boom, sell a business, make all this money, and then not have to worry, and then do whatever the heck I want with my life. And you know what's really crazy is from that experience, as soon as I sold the business, I did what's called an earnout. So I still had to work with the new company for at least a year and make sure that they become successful. So company's called Smash It Social. So I work with them for a year, do the earnout, make the income, because that money was paid over a little bit of time. And what was crazy is that I end up in a situation where, I'm technically the CEO of that business. We've got 15 employees. We are developing software. We've got hundreds of clients. We're totally crushing it with Facebook marketing and a lot of different verticals. But it was a point in my life where it's like, man, this is crazy. I did what I set out to do. I accomplished my mission. So why do I feel so kind of empty inside? And part of it was because that business became something that just wasn't fun for me anymore. It became too big. It became, it became more about managing the employees. It became more about making the investors happy. And it lost it got away from where I wanted it to be. And it got away from like I had in my business plan, I had giving back to charity as one of the core foundations, and that kind of just wasn't cool with those investors. They wanted to see their return and this and that, and it just was a little different. So what ended up happening is that in that scenario, I just said, all right, well, I've got to you know get out of that earnout situation, and I want to just go back to just doing my own thing. But the whole concept of being an entrepreneur, sometimes we get fixated on a certain goal, like I'm going to sell a business, and make millions of dollars, and then that's kind of it. Then I'm going to live this sweet life. Or I'm going to work for 5 years and then I'm going to start taking time off. Right. And in our brand with Life on Fire, our core concept is called a journey worth living. Because when we break down my story, we break down what we're doing and why and how we work with clients, it's not about this end destination of just like, awesome, you sell a business one day, you make all this money, and then what? It's that our philosophy with Life on Fire is that instead of that, why don't you do what you love every single day and be inspired by that, and help people with what you do for work. And if you're in a business that makes widgets, right? And you're like, well, how can I really help people? It's like no matter what the business is, you can always weave in donating to a charity that's important to you into your business model. Or you can weave it in as a part of your business, right? But like if your business has purpose and you're building a movement behind your business and you love what you do, then every single day of your life is the best day of your life. And then you're not waiting for this end destination. And so that's just for me, it was a complete crazy epiphany of, I don't care. I'm going to just sacrifice. I'm going to not hang out with my friends. I'm going to be a workaholic and I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to fight and sell this thing and then I'll be happy. And it's like, you know what? Since then, with Life on Fire, we've engineered the business so that we enjoy the process along the way. And there's no reason why we'd ever want to sell this business. And it's like, because if we're going to work so much of our lives away, right, we're always, no matter, even if you made $10 million, like just sitting on a beach, you wouldn't be happy just sitting on money. Just we're all human and we just would get restless, right? So, you know, most entrepreneurs are going to get restless and you're going to want to be doing something, feeling like you feel like you matter and making a difference. So the way we look at it is, let's help you get your business aligned. Let's get you so that you love what you do, so that every day of your life is amazing. And when you're in alignment and you're having fun with what you do for work, money flows into your life so much easier. Relationships and good business and all kinds of things just flow into your life easier. And then when that happens, we can then engineer in some different things that we'll be teaching and talking about, of how can you get more of your time back? Can you take off a week, a month? That's one thing that I've been able to weave into this business model is, taking a week, a month off, like that's crazy. Nick, a year ago, 2 years ago, could not even imagine that. But um, but doing that now, I mean, I've been doing that since February of this past year, and I've grown Life on Fire faster than I've ever grown any other business. And we've created such cool things going on. And it's like, and I'm still taking a week, a month off. It's not destroying the business because we can get more done in less time. And so Ryan and myself and our team members, we put so much focus on learning. We put so much focus on education, on coaching, and we're out to figure out how we can make our business more efficient. But most importantly, we want to learn all this stuff. We want to do this stuff so that we can help you make your business more efficient and more fun too. So one of the smartest things that I've ever done is going from always feeling like I needed a business partner. Um, can you guys type in the chat box, how many of you guys are solopreneurs? If you are a solopreneur and it's just you, just type in solo. If you have a business partner, just type in, you've got a business partner. Or maybe if you're an employee, at a company, no big deal. That's all good. I mean, it's okay to be an employee somewhere and then have an entrepreneurial dream too. That's totally cool. But basically, as okay, sweet. So we've got lots of solopreneurs. Awesome. Okay, cool. Couple MLM folks, a lot of solopreneurs, a few people with business partners. All right. So basically, one of the things for me that I found is one of the biggest roadblocks as an entrepreneur is that I always used to feel like I needed a business partner. And every single time I was the workhorse, every single time I was the person that was special in the business. And, even though I think of myself as a confident guy, we can all use more confidence, right? Even if you're the very, very confident, if you have more confidence, you're going to be an even stronger entrepreneur. And so one of the best decisions I made was hiring a business coach. And so I hired a business coach for $36,000 a year. The first month I was with her, I did over $42,000 as a direct, trackable, tangible number from working with the business coach. And how can I track it so specifically? It's because that business coach not only has been coaching me and Ryan in the business, but she has a network. That business coach has a network of other people that pay her big, big, big bucks to be coached. So what happens when you step into a network of people that are all at high six figures, if not seven-figure businesses? They become phenomenal contacts. So I stepped into that group. I hired my branding guy, Ree Perez, who is freaking band. He's out here in San Diego as well. He actually has a phenomenal event coming up out here in San Diego. He created our brand for Life on Fire, and it's been an absolute just blessing getting to know him from a friend perspective, but also in business. And then our copywriter we found from the group, our graphic designer. So we up leveled our entire business by getting access to this higher end network, right? But from that network, even though we started doing business with them, I got hired by a ton of the folks in the group, and my business coach hired me to do their Facebook advertising for a bit too. So that's what's cool about being a part of a mastermind is that your networking capabilities, you can move mountains in the right mastermind. You can make so much revenue by networking and working together with other high level entrepreneurs. And that's a lot of why we're doing what we're doing. That's why you guys are here on the line, is because yes, this presentation, I'm going to get into some cool content, and we're going to talk through some strategies about how to build a leveraged business and what we call a life and business on fire. But what's really important is that we have a phenomenal community of entrepreneurs out here in San Diego. I mean, it's like I love to network, so I'm like obsessed about just networking, and I've got friends in different cliques. There's my blogging friends, there's the podcasting friends, there's the internet marketers like the Frank Kerns and like the kind of SEO and affiliate marketers. They're kind of not, they're kind of off in like a different section. And then you've got entrepreneurs that have brick and mortar businesses, friends that own restaurants and nightclubs out here. I mean, there's lots of different circles, but what I see so much opportunity is for us at Life on Fire to bring those worlds together. And there's going to be so much revenue to be made for you guys to work together and refer each other business, which is cool. And then the other thing is, obviously, that kind of networking environment, having fun. We're going to be doing happy hours and having drinks and all that kind of good stuff. Um, so having a business coach gave me the confidence to not need a business partner, and that's one of the best things ever, to control the business myself, be able to make decisions from my gut, and help me overcome one of the biggest challenges, which is hiring and leverage. And, so from working with Suzanne, next thing you know, I've got one of my best buds, Ryan Dewey, who's now part of the business, helping to run the business, and to have a guy work with me and to have him treat this business like his name is on the back of the door too, it's phenomenal. Right. And so our mission is, to build this business, add as much value for our clients. And then shoot, I want this guy to have more vacation than anyone, in his type of a position. I want him to make way more money than he should for what we're doing together. I mean, so it's cool. So we've got a good thing, but having the business coach and or a mastermind is key. I'll talk a little bit about what we're putting together out here in San Diego so you guys can be a part of ours too. So Life on Fire, basically, just a quick update on that. Our mission with Life on Fire is truly to help people, as many people as we can. So we can help by our free training. So we're going to have other cool webinars coming up. Some of them are going to be very tactical. This training is a little bit more high level about the pillars of building a business and life on fire. We have really crazy cool content about Facebook advertising. We've got a really good set coming up about video marketing, how to rank on the first page of Google, with my friend Marie Andros. We've got events coming up. We do business coaching, which is really cool. And then we've got some badass resources. So if you ever get stuck, I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs that get stuck in tech. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that get bogged down with, maybe they need an assistant or part-time help. Well, we've been networking like crazy. We've got phenomenal resources, and we're happy to share them with you guys too. So just feel free to ask. But at the end of the day, our mission is to help you with all this type of training, is to help you take your business and get it to a point where you love what you do every single day and you have a life on fire where you're kicking ass with work, you're making money that you deserve, you're living the lifestyle that you want. Most importantly, you have the time freedom to enjoy it, spend time with your friends and your family and do things that you want to do. But instead of focusing on this destination that you'll get to one day, start living in the now and being present and loving your life and your work every single day, because life's so damn short. You never know when it's going to end. And it's sad to think that I took so many years and I sacrificed them for this end point of selling a business, only to realize, man, it's about the now. It's about having fun in the business now, every step of the way. So that's Life on Fire. And so with you guys, so what I'd like to do is on a scale of 1 to 10, um, 10 being I already have everything I want, to 1 being like, oh my God, I'm assed out broke like Nick was. Where do you find yourself on that scale? And and how much, so 10 would be you've got everything that you need. 1 is like, oh my God, I'm in debt, 50 grand like Nick was. But kind of 1 to 10, where do you kind of see yourself in? And I personally, I'm all about improving. I'm all about getting better every single day. But I'm just curious to kind of see how you guys perceive where you're at. Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. It helps me to kind of gauge the content as I go. So basically, the 4 pillars of a business and life on fire. We say BAMF a lot. That BAMF technically, I don't know if you've ever seen Pulp Fiction, but like Samuel L. Jackson, his wallet, says badass mother effer on it. But we have truckers' mouths every once in a while. But basically, with Life on Fire, there's 4 pillars to a business on fire, and that's basically having a badass mindset and working smart. It's all about marketing and getting paid. You've got to master networking because life is all about connections and it's not what you know, it's really who you know. And I firmly believe that the people that make the most income but have the richest lifestyles and relationships and connections, it's all because they've got the biggest Rolodexes. And so I think that, to add that networking to your business models is really key. Then the last pillar is to focus on a journey worth living. And that's a little bit what I talked about into play big. And this is where, we'll talk about, you know, creating purpose behind your business. It makes such a difference. So that's something that you want to just keep in mind, that if you're making money, even if you make $1 million, I've got plenty of friends that make $1 million plus net a year. And you know what? They're just not happy inside, because what the hell good is that money? Like, what the material things, like, we all perceive, like, we really, if we could only have that Mercedes, we could only have the boat, if we could only have the thing, and then you get it and you're like, meh, it's really not that cool. It's like when I obsessed when I was in network marketing. All I wanted was this $50,000 M3 BMW, and I went out and got it, and I was like, man, it was fun to go get it, but boy, I kind of wish I really don't need this thing. So we've had clients that we've helped to weave in a mission into their business, and they light up like a Christmas tree. Their business changes. They're waking up before their alarm clock even starts. They're having more fun. They're having better relationships with their family and their loved ones because they have purpose. Like, what the heck good is to work your ass off every day if you don't feel like you're actually building a legacy for yourself, right? So that's part of what we focus on in the 4th pillar, which is focus on a journey worth living. So our guy Reed Perez helped us come up and craft that messaging, because he really picked apart my life and my life as an entrepreneur and came up with it. So we'll go through that. Cool. So our goal and purpose for you guys is that on this webinar, we're going to teach some cool stuff. It's really high level, though, right? This is just the beginning. Think of this as like, this is the appetizer, and we've got some sweet entrees coming out to you guys. We've got lots of free live trainings and stuff, but we're going to give you very nitty gritty tactical things you can do to grow your business. Everything from a very in-depth Facebook advertising workshops to video marketing, how to rank a video on Google, because we want to help you guys increase profits, which is important, because if you want to give back and you want to help people, you have to make profit. There's no point to having $1 million business that spends $1 million a year. So what I love about Ryan is he's got a financial services background, and it's like, how can we shave expenses? How can we build a more profitable business? For me, I don't have any desire to be this big multi-million-dollar brand business anymore. I'd rather be humming around like 1 to 1.5 million. But if we're clearing 700-800 grand and our team is so small that we can make way more than we should for our positions, that's it. That's the lifestyle. What else and we're able to give back to charity. What else do you need, right? So, I know it's expensive out here in San Diego, but shoot, if you can clear, 300-400 grand net and have the business paying for your car and your phone and all these things, I mean, that's a sweet life. Like, I don't need anything else more than that, right? So we want to do that for you. We want to help you increase your profits. We want to help you reduce your hours worked, because, and again, there's probably the last little tidbit on this, but like, what really made me sad as an entrepreneur is to look around out here in San Diego, achieve my dream of selling a business. I have a really bomb network. I've got lots of very, very successful 7-figure friends, and to be hanging out with these guys and doing fun things. And, but like, when I look around and my blogger friends to my friends that have the same business coach as me, the friends that are podcasters, and I look around and it's like, man, how come no one really hangs out? How come no one really gets together? How come no one has families? How come no one's got kids? None of these entrepreneurs have kids. And it's like, because San Diego, it's known or notorious where you can kind of, back east, it's like everyone's kind of married by their mid 20s. Out here, that's a little different, but it's because they're working their asses off, right? And that's not why we became entrepreneurs. Somewhere along that journey, the car fell off or the train fell off the tracks, and, and you ended up just driving that train through the dirt and just pounding it through mountains because that's what you feel like you're supposed to do. But for me, in that scenario, when I looked around at my friends that had kids, that had happy marriages, and they worked for the state and they worked, 9 in the morning and they were done at 3:30, and they didn't work weekends and they had every friggin' holiday off, that kind of it like pissed me off because I was like, man, I read all these entrepreneurial books and I wanted the sweet life, but I don't know. My friends with the jobs are the ones that have the sweet lives. I might make 3 times as much as them, but I don't have a minute to spend it. I don't have a minute of time to spend it on anything. And I can't shoot. I don't have time for a girlfriend, never mind a family, never mind this or that. So that's why I am so inspired by this mission with Life on Fire, because when I look around at other entrepreneurs, most entrepreneurs are complete workaholics that have really rugged family lives because you end up convincing your family to support you, and then it ends up being something that just consumes your entire life, and you're not able to be present, and you end up just kind of going down that path. So obviously, I don't want to assume that that's like that for everybody. I'm just making a generalization based on what I've seen out here in San Diego. So that's our mission. Our mission is to help increase profits, reduce hours worked, and then let's have you weave it in that purpose. And when you do, all kinds of good things are going to happen for you and for your business. Hence, Life on Fire. So the first pillar here with a badass mindset is all about working smart, because at the end of the day, if we're going to get your life and your business to be balanced the way that we want it to be and to make money and have everything that you want, we call it living the dream, that you've got to make some changes. You've got to invest in yourself. You have to invest in becoming the best version of yourself. So I take it very seriously. I've got a guy, Michael Burnoff. He's like a Tony Robbins, but I think he's way cooler. He's not as expensive. But I go to this guy once a quarter. I want to learn how to be more efficient. I want to learn how to get more done in 2 hours than most people get done in 2 days, right? So we spend a lot of time working on ourselves to come up with strategies that are going to help you shave off more time, have more focus, commitment, passion, confidence, all that good stuff. Now, one of the things that I do want to drill down on is focus and getting clear on some different things. But before I do, let me just jump into alignment, because one of the things I found that is a really interesting concept as an entrepreneur is that when you're out of alignment, if you've ever been in a business where you found it incredibly difficult to make money and you're working your ass off, you're trying, and it's so damn hard to make money, then you're clearly out of alignment. Because whether it's your subconscious, whether it's just not the right timing, whether it's not the right industry, there's something that's wrong that's preventing you from making money. And I had always pounded through it, but I've had multiple businesses where I've been out of alignment, but I thought that's what I wanted to do. But making money shouldn't be so hard. And I look at certain friends and I'm like, well, how the heck does this guy Josh make making money look so damn easy? Because he's a lucky bastard. He stepped in shit and he did what he was supposed to do from right out of the gate. There's some entrepreneurs that they just get lucky, they hit a home run on their first swing, and you know what? They're in alignment right out of the gate. And those are the books that you and I often read, right? But the reality for most of us is we need to swing the bat, we need to get dirt on our face, we need to strike out, get beat up, and then, but always make sure that we're trying to find the alignment, to find what we love. Because when you're truly doing what you love, the money's going to follow. It doesn't feel like work when you love it and you're passionate about it. Right now it's 6:45 at night. It's what, Tuesday night. I've got my wisdom teeth came out on Friday. Like, I just got back from the dentist. I thought that they were infected. I have a bulge in my cheek that's the size of a golf ball. I'm not even exaggerating, even an iota. And I look like a chipmunk freak, and it hurts when I talk, but there's nothing I'd rather be doing than this right now, because I just truly think if there's one person on the line that gets inspired and or takes some action on the stuff that we teach, then I'm going to go to bed with a big old smile on my face. I don't even care if it hurts, right? So that's what's just crazy about being in alignment, is that you do when you do what you love, money follows and good things happen to your business. So if you're not if everything's a struggle and a challenge for you right now, I want you to take a good hard look and think about, what do you think that your purpose is in life? Like, why are you here? get deep with yourself, ask why, and then when you answer that question, ask why again, and do that about 10 to 15 to 50 times until you feel like you've got to the point of what you're really here to do. And some people have a passion, if I were to ask you a question like, if money was no object and you could do anything you want with your life, what the heck would you do? I've got some people that would say, "Oh my God, if I could just golf every single day, I would just that would just be amazing." And if someone's that's that crazy about golf, it's like, all right, well, maybe that person needs to do something that has some relation to golf, or something that will either allow them to golf more regularly, or allow them to use golf to network, or be a business that revolves around golf. But do something that is aligned with what you love, and then the money's going to follow. So that's key. And there's definitely some exercises that you can do to help you get in the alignment. But for us, and for what I found with Life on Fire, is that as soon as I took Life on Fire and designed this business based around what I love to do. So for example, we have a book club we're coming out with called Page Burner, because I love to read, but it's hard to find time to read when you're busy. So in this case, I wove reading into our business model, because imagine if all of us, next month, we read like, for example, we've got a big event coming up in January. We've got a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a New York Times bestselling author. This guy normally charges over 50 grand to get him to just come to your event to speak for an hour. We're spending 27,000 bucks to get this guy to fly to San Diego and to speak at our event. He's also coming out with a brand new book. It will be a New York Times bestseller for sure. And we are doing that because that's when we're going to kick off our book club. So imagine if you can read a book, interact with other entrepreneurs right out here in San Diego, but then we do a Google Hangout with the author, and we get to hear the author's take. Like, hey Gary, why in chapter 6 in your book, Crush It, Cash In on Your Passion, what did you mean by XYZ principle? So it's just a cool way where we can have a dynamic experience together as a group, but it's also reading is one of the fastest ways, and it's one of the fastest ways to work smart consistently and have a badass mindset. So, obviously we're big advocates for coaching. We're big advocates for paying for the right help, and that's a lot of what we do. But it's like sometimes I feel like a doctor. I'll do a one-on-one coaching call, and I'll say to the person, if they're having a hard time with getting outside their comfort zone, or if they have fear around doing something that I know is going to help them grow as a person, can help them grow their business, I basically like prescribe the book called War of Art, because that book, it's designed to help you overcome your fears. It's designed to get you outside your comfort zone, and not only do that, get you excited about it. So there's certain books that I can tell you to read, or that you can read or discover, that just change the entire course or your projection or trajection as an entrepreneur. So reading is just freaking badass. It's funny. I hated reading as a kid. I didn't buy books in college. I just crammed with my buddies the night before. And now I've realized that, oh my God, there's reading is one of the fastest ways to build, to get education to build your business. And the other thing is, when you're well read, it just turns into, you can have these crazy dynamic conversations with other entrepreneurs because you're well read on stuff that they may not. You become interesting. So it's kind of like the most interesting man, the Dos Equis guy. That guy's probably read 1,000 books. I'm playing, but so basically that's important. Another thing is focus. Focus is when we're doing coaching with private clients, focus is one of the things that I'm always coming back to, because if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to do more than one thing at one time, you're going to completely screw yourself. It's like I've got a good friend who is launching two businesses, or wants to launch two businesses at the exact same time. And she's the kind of woman where she can do anything she puts her mind to. And any entrepreneur that has that ability to just say, you know what, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. Boom, they're halfway there. Like the belief in yourself, if you have that, you're good. A lot of people, we have these negative thoughts, negative beliefs, and I have to help you build that up. But she already has, like, I can do anything I freaking want to. And it's like, all right, I believe you for sure. You can totally do that. But let's give yourself the highest likelihood of success. If you go at starting two businesses at the exact same time, you are completely destroying your odds of success, because you're deterring your focus into two different things. And so what I hope to realize is that, why are you starting two at the same time? Like, what's like, just give me the rationale behind that. And it came down to like a thought that, a scarcity thought of, well, because I don't want people to steal my idea or this and that. And it's like, none of those were good reasons. And it got her to realize that focusing on one first and making it successful is the best way to go, and then focus on the second and make that successful. There was years and years where I would be in real estate, but I also did this other business on the side. And so many people that will do MLM and then they'll do something else, they'll do something else. And it leads to years of just kind of pain and agony where you're just kind of humming along, but you're not really getting anything done. And so by focusing on one business and having clear set goals and objectives, getting in alignment, that's going to help you get what you want faster. And another big thing is thinking about your time blocking. My days right now are completely, everything is regimented, and that, well, I hate the word regimented. Everything is kind of booked up. So I know that Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays I've got coaching calls and things like that. They're 30-minute blocks. Those I allow our clients to pop those on there, at their convenience. So those are all kind of laid into the calendar. I know that my mornings, no matter what happens, we've got a guy, a $500 a month client, and the guy's in Hong Kong. And, based on the time zones, like he needs to meet at like 8 in the morning. And you know what I said? I wish I could help. I wish I could accommodate. I understand you're paying me $500 a month for 30 minutes. I get that. I love that you're doing that. I love working with you and you're super smart, but I'm not willing to bend on my time block. I'm not willing to bend in my day for that client. Because if I do it for him, I'm going to do it for everyone. And next thing you know, you're a victim to your business. So you have to have set times, you have to have set goals, you have to have boundaries. Because if you're in a service-based business, like we manage ads for clients, if you allow them to call you at 11 o'clock at night, you allow them to call you on the weekend, you're completely screwed. Everything is going to change. You're going to get taken advantage of. So I've got very set hours. Now, granted, I talk to my buddies different times or on the weekends, but for clients, I'm very strict. I don't do any business before 9 o'clock in the morning because you want to know why? Waking up in the morning, I can't help it. I wake up at like 6:30 now. I'm just too damn excited. So I get up early, but I go to the gym or I jog or I listen to music or I listen to a book and I start my day on the right foot. And I just kind of have me time. I can read, I can do whatever I want. Make my shakes. And if you start your day off right, it just changes the entire rest of your day. It's kind of like nutritionists would say, if you start your day off and you eat something healthy, based on statistics, based on human behavior, you're probably going to make better choices at lunch. And you're probably going to make better choices at dinner. So like one little tiny thing is that if you just work smart of just make your morning ritual productive. Make it so that you're having some time for yourself. If you have kids, I know that the mornings are crazy, but get your stuff done with the kids and then give yourself that hour to kind of clear out your head, plan for the day, make that healthy breakfast or go for that jog. Start your day right because your business day is going to kick ass as a result. Now, from there, being very, very focused on profit producing activities. This is one of the most important things you can do, is because we end up having this, I call it busy energy, where you start working and our brains are really funny where we want to procrastinate on things that we feel are going to be painful, but we're willing to blow our time and do things that don't cause any pain, right? So it's kind of like we're either trying to avoid pain or we're trying to go towards pleasure. And what's interesting with work is that things that we want to avoid are often things that are going to help us. So we avoid making the sales call. We avoid doing the things that we think are going to be challenging. And so next thing you know, you could find your entire day being sucked into email and into things that are completely worthless. So what we do with Life on Fire is that we focus on profit producing activities. It's not just for me, it's for everyone on the team. Because if you want to build a profitable business, you can't be tinkering around planning and learning all day. This is one of the most important things where, if I'm not on the phone delivering content or fulfilling on our services, I better be on the phone with for networking. I better be on the phone with something that I can be doing that could generate revenue, right? So if I'm not doing a profit producing activity, then I'm completely not doing the highest and best use of my time. And so that's always key, is to think about your day and just start to think about, are you focusing on profit producing activities or are you focusing on other things? Because that is so critical for your business. And it happens to all of us. We get guilty of, I just don't feel like doing the tough things. So I'm going to kind of pretend I'm working. And it's kind of like Like when I was a little kid, I used to take like all the food in my plate. If I didn't want to eat like the peas, I would kind of mush them in with the mashed potatoes and kind of slide them all around the plate or even stash them under the sides. And you're really just BSing yourself. Make it look like you're eating, or you make it look like you're working by moving all the papers on your desk, but you're really not getting anything profitable done. So, every business owner needs to know what's profitable for their, what those activities are, and just do more of them. So like when we're coaching with the client, if I know that every time that realtor is doing a listing presentation to get a listing to sell a home, then it's like all we got to do is get you more leads, and let's get you more of those presentations. If you're a realtor and you're doing anything dinking around on the MLS or in realtor.com or any of these other activities, you're wasting your time, right? So it's like, how do we get you more leads and get you doing what is going to make you more money? But when you start doing that, it actually becomes a lot of fun, because when you have that progress and you at the end of your day, when you look back and you're like, oh my God, I got so much shit done, and I did it in like 5 hours, and I'm done, and now I'm present with my family, or I'm having drinks with my friends, it starts to feel so good. It's like addicting. So now it's like, it sounds really crazy. You guys probably thinking I'm some kind of weirdo, but at this point, to I've gotten so addicted to getting stuff done, which was a learned behavior, which is stuff that we help you to teach, that I kind of pushed myself to see how many things I can get done in a set period of time. I've recently kind of pushed myself a little bit over the limit, but it actually becomes fun, because I will never forget going to bed feeling worthless because you didn't do anything that day. It's like if you're a couch potato for the entire day, we feel like, oh, if I could only just watch TV for 15 hours and just eat potato chips, it's like you're gonna go to bed and actually feel like complete crap. Like when I feel the most fulfilled, and when a lot of people that I know that feel the most fulfilled, is when they actually feel productive, like they got something done. So when you focus on those things, you're making more money. You'll actually have a greater level of happiness in your life too, and fulfillment, which is also good for other areas of life too. Um, I'll kind of wrap up on this. I was getting a little bit long-winded on this one, but the feedback loop, this is really critical, because there's so many times where we're working with our clients, and it's like they are planning, or they're thinking about the service that they're going to do, or maybe they're a coach, or they're going to create some kind of content, and they're going to give it to their market, or they're going to sell this program. But the problem is that they are creating something and not only taking forever to create it, but they're just hoping that there's a market for it. And that's one of the biggest kisses of death as an entrepreneur, is that until you validate the market, don't ever blow your time creating products or services or content or programs. It's, let's find out what your market wants and then just give it to them. It's so much easier. It's so much more efficient. It saves you so much time, makes you so much more money, and it's so simple, right? So like, for example, this webinar right here, we could do this webinar for you guys. Imagine that we surveyed you afterwards, and we sent out the survey and we asked you, how can we best serve you? How can we best help you? Do you need video marketing strategies? Do you need Facebook advertising strategies? Do you need to learn, whatever? So we could ask you guys what you want, right? And then we could do another free webinar 2 weeks later and give you what you need, right? Wouldn't that be way smarter than us just coming to you guys and saying, hey, we're going to teach you how to do, you know, Pinterest marketing? That'd be what we think you need, right? So that feedback loop is super important, understanding what your customers' challenges and frustrations are. So we're very big. We've got a really cool process for doing that. It's as simple as what we call a Facebook marketing funnel. And we can either, whether we're running ads or whether you're reaching out to your database, we just want to give them some value, have them fill out a survey, and boom, you now know exactly what they want, and now you just give it to them. On our video show called Life on Fire TV, it's like, Ryan and I had this conversation. It was like, Nick, man, how are you going to come up with all this content? What are we going to talk about? How are you going to do it? And it's like, dude, I'm just going to ask them what they want. Simple as that. We're going to have a really badass process to consistently ask them what they want, and we're just going to give them what they need. That's it. So keep it simple. Other than that, continuously improving, and then just a couple things. Reading that book, The War of Art, Delivering Happiness. I won't get into that too much, but it's a really, really good book by Tony Hsieh from the Zappos company. But those are a couple. We've got tons and tons of books that we recommend, but those are a couple. Next pillar, all about marketing and getting paid. So there's never in the history of business or mankind ever been a business that has failed that was good at sales, right? So usually businesses fail because they suck at sales. You could have the best, you could literally have the cure to cancer, but if you stink at marketing, you stink at sales, you will fail, right? Every marketing and sales is the biggest component or the biggest success factor of any business, and that's why thinking of things like, I'll always tell clients, you cannot outsource your marketing 100% ever. It's the kiss of death. I outsourced my marketing 100%, and I told you my story about the new Perks card, and the advertising company destroyed me. I outsourced my marketing and paid over $100,000 on a product launch. We still made it break even, but it was not, it could have done 10 times better if we had done it in-house. So you can't outsource your marketing 100%, and marketing is one of the most important factors of any business. So basically on your marketing, what we like to focus on is teaching your business how to create that celebrity-like brand position in your niche and in your market and to dominate. And so the thing is that um, even if you have a company or a corporate brand, you can still bring a CEO to light. You can, like, for example, Life on Fire. I can still bring my personality into the business. We can still have my face in the ads and things that are good for the business. Over time, we will kind of leverage me out, and it'll be more about our customers, more about our clients and sharing their stories. But the reason we're top heavy on having me so involved is because it's easier to network, it's easier to advertise, and it will give us a higher likelihood of achieving massive success. So whether you have a brand and you're putting someone forward that has a personal, that has, like, the CEO or the owner with a personal brand, or maybe you're a service professional, or you're an expert, right, or a blogger, then use your own personal brand. So for me, I use nickunsworth.com, and I just used my own name, built a successful business, Facebook marketing company, and sold it. The only objection that people give me is, well, shoot, if you build a personally branded business, how can you sell it one day? And my response is always, why would you ever sell a business that you love? What the hell good is the money if you're going to be doing nothing afterwards, right? So that's one response. The other thing is that the other response is, as a personally branded business, you have a higher likelihood of becoming successful in setting yourself up to be in a position to sell. So when I created, the nickunsworth.com, and I built the business, and I built up a big old client list, and I created the software called the Fan Reviews application, I was able to sell it because I had success. So, that's kind of like what is it, the Mythbusters. I busted the myth of you can't sell a personally branded business. I absolutely did. I even licensed my own name to the business for a year when I did the earnout. So you can do it, because where we're at right now is that marketing has completely changed. Is that we live in this new world of social media where you can create this brand positioning and this authority really quickly with Facebook ads. You heard my story about when I first got started. I ran ads, and boom, people thought I was an expert. They wanted me to be a keynote speaker. I could hardly even do an elevator speech at a local networking meeting at the time. I would freak out. I actually hated speaking. And but in this new era that we live in with social media, having your personal brand be forward, it allows you to network, it allows you to create success faster, and it's really key. The other thing about your marketing is having online marketing. It's going to allow you to build your email list, and every good solid business needs an email list. You can add value to your audience first and then sell a ton of your products and services. So as I said, the personal brand, it's the fastest path to cash. You can sell the business. It's a really phenomenal way in this era of an entrepreneur to really bust out and make a name for yourself, literally. So I am going to give a couple tidbits um, about creating what we call a Facebook marketing funnel. This is one of the best ways to bring in leads to your business. So any good business is, you want to drill down and you want to identify who's your ideal target market, and you just need more leads, right? Every business comes down to math. If you're a network marketer and you're only showing your business opportunity to 5 people per week, well, I can tell you how much you're going to make. But what if you showed it to 50 people per week, right? If you're a realtor, if you only have 5 listing appointments per week, I can tell you how much you're going to make versus 50 appointments per week. Same thing with me and my business, right? Same thing for you and your business. It's all about opportunities. So the nice thing about a Facebook marketing funnel is that at a high level, um, what we want to do is we want to actually have something that looks like a funnel. So at the top of the funnel, it's obviously wider. So we want to have this wide mouth part of the funnel, and we want to attract people into it. So why would someone throw themselves into the top of your funnel and come into it, right? Why would they do that? Well, the only reason they're going to do that is if you're going to give them something of value that will attract them to it. So one of the biggest mistakes that we see is that when people try and advertise on Facebook, if they go from a Facebook ad directly to an offer, like, hey, come to my event in San Diego, it's like not really going to work. Because why? Because they would look at it and say, who the heck is this Nick Unsworth guy? If I ran the ad on Facebook and just asked you guys to come to this event in San Diego, you know, you might look at it and say, well, the event looks really awesome. I have no idea who this Nick guy is. Next. Versus, what if we're on a webinar like this today? You look at it and say, man, this guy Nick's a little crazy, but I like him. And I think what he's talking about is cool. And I know that he can help me in my business. And if I attend that event, I'm going to totally blow up my business. And I totally believe that he's the guy to help me get there. That's a totally different scenario, right? So it starts with the funnel, starts with a lead magnet. So why is it called a funnel? Well, a funnel by its shape and by its definition is you put stuff in the top and then it's going to squeeze and filter it down, and what's going to pop out the bottom is going to be qualified leads. So the idea is that we want to start wide and then we want to qualify your prospects so that you're only spending your time with very highly qualified leads that you're talking to. The other nice thing is that a Facebook marketing funnel is going to help you build your email list. And every good business needs to follow up via email. Also being able to follow up on Facebook. You know, when you're getting likes, it's another follow-up point. Your marketing funnel is going to build trust, it's going to add value, and it's going to help you convert those sales, which is really, really key. So what does a marketing funnel look like? I'll give just a very, very quick demo. It's nothing too crazy. If I go over to Life on Fire, if I go over to the Facebook business page, this is just an example here, nothing too crazy, but if we jump to, where is it? Like something like this, like so basically here we have an ad. This is an ad written very conversational type language, brings people to, there's a photo so people can see that we're real people, we're smiling. People engage with the ad, click on the link, and it brings you over to a landing page. So this is just a landing page that's offering, the webinar at a certain time. People can click the button and register. We've done multiple versions of that and split tested different, different landing pages and things. And different pages had different results. Where am I doing? I'm trying to get to a different one here. Hold on. Which one is the one I was looking for? Oh, there we go. Cool. But anyway, so basically this is what we call a Facebook marketing funnel. So you've got an opportunity where they click on the ad, they see it, they can interact and engage, they can click the button and sign up to come to our webinar. And that's how you guys are here. So basically what we did is that our lead magnet is the webinar. So we wanted to share with you guys a great webinar, give you guys some great content, and now we can communicate via email. And at the end of the day, our mission is to build trust. Our mission is to share with you guys, if we can teach you some cool stuff, then we can build a relationship, we can build a friendship. Maybe you'll want to come to our live event November 1st. So now the same thing is true with our business, we want to do for your business. So as an example, if you're a realtor, how can you get more buyers? Do you want to just kind of sit back and hope that you're going to get more and more buyers by asking for referrals? You can, but what if you want to be really proactive? You can go out, you can create a Facebook marketing funnel. What if you were to give away a home buyer's handbook, right? Or do a webinar about how to buy your first home? And what if you targeted women that were engaged that live in San Diego, that are 22 to 29, right? And maybe that's your ideal target market. So by doing that, if you're a woman and you're engaged and you see an ad that says, hey, what's going on if you're engaged, and congratulations on being engaged, when you're ready to take the next step and buy a home, I just wanted to give you my free home buyer's handbook so that when you're ready for that time, you can have all the information at your fingertips. And boom, they see the ad. First, they're going to be a little bit kind of surprised at how targeted it is and how that they're engaged, but it's going to catch their attention. And I've already done this with other realtors. I've done this with a very large mortgage company, and that marketing funnel works great. But then it adds value because they can open up that report when they are ready to buy a house. They can then, so when that time comes where they're ready to buy, who are they going to call? They're going to call the person that gave them that free content that helped them and added value. And so that's what we call a lead magnet. So the biggest difference, like I said, is that on Facebook marketing, it's not add to a sale, it's how do I add value first, build rapport, build a relationship, then I can offer my products and services. So that's the biggest change. This is the biggest shift in business and in marketing, or good marketing right now, is before it was always interruption ads. It was always TV commercials, always the papers. Like, how can you have a headline that's going to catch their attention and get them to buy something? Now it's how can you give them something incredibly valuable? So maybe if you do put an ad in the paper, your ad in the paper is driving them to something that's free, that's a giveaway, that's value add. Then you build rapport, then you sell. So it's a two-step process. But having this is a very different, this is a much more optimized process that works way better. We've tested this till we're blue in the face, and we get much better results, much lower lead costs by using this strategy. So we've got lots of different ways that we look at it. We've got a phenomenal webinar marketing funnel. So it's everything from how do you run your ads to how do you frame up your webinars to how do you follow up, how do you convert the sales. We've got this killer referral contest where if you're a business that already has clients, you can reach out to your existing database, do a contest, get testimonials that share on Facebook that creates opportunities, and incentivize your folks to send you in referrals. Really, really bomb. We've got like a phone consultation model. We have a coupon and contest model for e-commerce businesses. I won't get too far into each just because I'm getting a little long on time, but we've done this for lots of different industries, and there's always great lead magnets for your business. So why don't we do this? Type in, yes, so Steven says, pushing the free line on Facebook. I love it. Very great point. And so basically the free line, yes, I always believe in that, that we're always moving the free line. The more that we can give away, the more value that we can add, the more relationship we build, and the faster we leapfrog our competitors. So I want to do this. Go to the chat box and type in the chat box your title. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pick one, and I'm going to just share just an idea what you could do for your business, for your lead magnet. So if you type in the chat box, type in whatever your title is, whatever business that you're in, and just let us know kind of what you're doing. And then I'll just throw out there what a lead magnet could be for that particular industry. All right. So again, just your title and or like the name of the business that you're in. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna throw out, all right, I'm gonna pick the last one. All right, so Lisa, welcome. Lisa is a personal trainer / nutrition coach. All right, Lisa, I'm gonna throw this all at you real quick. So this is kind of just, keep in mind, this is kind of shooting from the hip. This is just on the spot, but let's look at it like this. Lisa is a personal trainer, nutrition coach. Okay, first and foremost, let's just assume that Lisa has a business that maybe she has a local studio here in San Diego. Maybe she wants more people to come do personal training in person with her. So we'll start there. I'm going to give you a marketing funnel for local, and then I'm going to give you a marketing funnel for online. Then I might even throw a little idea out there what you could do to kind of scale this quick. So picture this being the lightning round. So you can make your own images in your mind of lightning flashing, boom, boom, boom. All right. So basically, here's what you could do. You could set things up where you offer a coupon that's going to give a free complimentary session. So you could do a free session with you in your studio, because what you want to do, this is exactly what Steven just put in the comments. This is you moving the free line, right? So you could give them a free session of working with you so they get a taste. They get a feeling of how awesome it is by working with you. So give them that hour of your time to give them like the best workout, build that rapport. And so you create this coupon, right? Very easy to do. And so all you'd have to do is that could be a coupon that you could have your existing customers give to their friends. And you could be asking them for referrals. In addition to that, you could target with Facebook ads in the local market, and you could have an ad that drives them to a landing page that's you on video, so they get to see you, they get to hear you, they get to kind of warm up to you, and you're like, hey, listen, what's going on? I'm really excited. I've got a promotion for the next 7 days, and here's what I'm going to do. I know that if you come into my studio, and just be completely upfront and authentic about it, I know that if you come in my studio, I'm going to give you the best workout. I'm going to give you a nutrition plan. I'm going to do things for you that normally cost 500 bucks. Normally it would cost you X amount of dollars to come in and do this kind of training. Normally it costs you X amount of dollars to do like the fat, tests and then the nutrition plan. I'm going to just move the free line. I'm going to do all that for you, boom, in just an hour. And the first, X amount of people are going to get this, and this promotion only lasts for so long. So you've got urgency, you've got scarcity, you run those ads, you target people in the local market that live in San Diego, that live in the geographic area close to your place of business. And here's a little sweet spot. If you're working more with women, target women. If you have an age demographic that you find is your ideal client, drill down on that. And then here's a little secret sauce is target people that like The Biggest Loser. So The Biggest Loser is, of course, that show on TV where people are, watching other people lose weight and all that good stuff. If you target the show The Biggest Loser, you're going to be targeting people that like that Facebook page as a precise interest. And the reason I know that this works really well is we actually had a client that did this exact funnel, and the guy made more money than he realized was possible in a short period of time, and it worked really well. And so you can use that, so that ad would drive people to the precise interest, which is the Facebook page, The Biggest Loser. You bring them in, you're going to get their email address, you're going to get their contact info, their phone, and not everyone is going to take you up on the offer, but you're building an email list, you're building a database of people that are interested in that type of consulting. Now for you, so again, is this or is this not a profit producing activity? On one hand, you look at it and say, well, shit, I'm giving away an hour of my time. You'd be crazy to not take an hour of your time and potentially court and get a new ideal prospect into your business. So that is one of the most impactful, effective uses of your time would be if you could set up 10, 20 of these appointments per week. You would convert more than 50% of them into full-time clients. And that'd be the easiest way to fill up your calendar and get on a waiting list until you hit a point where you literally don't physically have the time for any more business. I 100% guarantee that, if I were to work with you on a one-on-one basis, we'd fill up your calendar to the point where you'd be begging me to stop, because you would have too many leads for your business, and you'd have to go online and you'd have to scale. So let's just play with this one a little bit. Let's just assume that you hit a point where, oh my God, I've got too many local clients, I'm maxed out, I'm not going to work nights and weekends like Nick said, I'm going to cap it. Cool, so we do that. So you cap it, your calendar's full in the local market. Now from there, how do you scale and create that lifestyle that you really, really want? Because maybe you're kind of maxed out for what you're trading time for money. There's a limitation of what you can do as that local personal trainer. So then we say, all right, let's have some fun with this. Let's take you and let's get you into a broader market, into a national market, and let's build your personal brand. So all you need to do is create a webinar. A webinar is exactly what you guys are experiencing right now. You put together a few slides, you create what is your best content that you have. What is the best workout routine? What is the best nutrition plan? And of all the years that you've been doing this, give me 45 to 60 minutes of the best shit that you have. Here's the format, here's the webinar model, here's the blueprint on how to put it together. Get one of your clients to be one of your testimonials, put it all together. Here's how we're going to market it. We're going to market it to women within the age bracket that's your ideal client, that like The Biggest Loser. We're going to market that on a national level, and your webinar is going to be called your 5-step plan to lose 10 pounds in 30 days and actually keep it off, right? So that's, again, hypothetical. So you run that webinar, you get people involved, and you add value for them. You teach them something completely amazing on that call. You build relationship with them, and at the end of the webinar, what if you were to sell a program for 997 bucks? People on that line can hire you to be their coach and work with them on a 30-day program that will guarantee that they lose 10 pounds and keep it off. And here's how it works. It's called the 30-day challenge. They go through the program. Maybe you give them, those wristbands called the Up Band by Jawbone. You actually give them one of those as a part of your product, so you buy them. So those are like 150 bucks. You give it to them. The Up Band allows you to track their progress. You can see how many calories they burn in a day. Because guess what? Just like business, the reason that business coaches exist is because I need to keep my clients accountable. Because if they're accountable, they'll get the stuff done, they'll make more money, they'll get what they want. Personal trainers, also same type of a business. A personal trainer is technically keeping that person accountable to actually doing the actions. I know for a fact that if I move more and eat less, I'm going to lose weight, but no one does it. That's why we need personal trainers, right? For marketing and for business coaching, you guys probably know a lot of what I'm saying, and you guys know how to make more money, but entrepreneurs don't do it. They need coaches. So the nice thing is that when you create that kind of a program, you're creating accountability by having the up band. You can literally see what they do because it's attached to their wrist and they wear it, and they're going to think it's so cool because they're wearing it. It's going to show them their sleep patterns. It's going to show them how many steps they walked in the day. They're going to be able to track, look at all these cool graphs, and what'll also happen is all their friends that see him and they say, "What the heck is that thing on your wrist?" They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's this up band thing. My personal trainer Lisa is having me wear it, and it tracks my steps, and it's really cool. And I've done more than 10,000 steps for the past like 3 weeks, and that's why I lost 9 pounds." And they're gonna say, "Who's Lisa?" Oh, does Lisa live in Kentucky? No, no, Lisa's out in San Diego. I do all this remotely. Wait, you have a personal trainer that trains you remotely? Yeah, because guess what? As a personal trainer, if you have accountability, you can train. I've had a nutritionist that's been virtual. I've had a personal trainer that's been virtual. It's phenomenal. So for you to scale your business and get it to a point, you could have hundreds of clients that you bring in on that kind of a model. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit crazy down that little rabbit hole, but that's just an example of a marketing funnel for a personal trainer, someone like Lisa. So that's kind of just shooting from the cuff, like offhand. But basically, what I love to do is like whether one-on-one sessions, working with each other, helping to create your strategy. That's just something that I love to do. Facebook advertising tips. This is a phenomenal way to drive your profits, build authority, create leverage. We do have my man Shane Johnston on the line, and he's a phenomenal Facebook advertising expert. We're going to have him. He's flying. We're flying him out here, from Canada, from the Toronto area. It's going to be at our event November 1st. You don't want to miss out meeting a guy like that. And Ryan Skelly from Connecticut. And basically, some of the tips. I mean, this guy's beyond innovative with advertising. I've been running ads for about 4 years. He's been running ads with us for a long time. He's totally kicking butt. And a couple tips if you guys are going to run any ads on Facebook, I would say definitely get the right coaching. We've got some stuff coming up that we'll share with you about how to run ads, but you want to do promoted posts, not the right hand side ads. The next thing is you want to make sure that your ads appear on mobile. That is absolutely critical because we're finding that more than 70% of our clicks and our traffic are people that are on their mobile devices. And you'd be very surprised that if you don't go out of your way to make sure that it's on mobile, Facebook does not display your ads on mobile devices. So that's why you want to use promoted posts, and that's why you either want to use what's called the Power Editor, get it on mobile, or you want to use their campaign. You can actually now, fortunately, you can now use the regular campaign manager and just make sure you specify desktop and mobile as you're building your ad. Now, at a high level, I'm going to give a huge tip for Facebook advertising that relates back to what I shared before, which is when I ran that ad that said, "What do you think of my new page?" It had a high click-through rate. All that means is a lot of people that saw it wanted to interact with it. Once that happens, your ad costs are actually going to go down. So your goal is to have smiling face of you. Your goal is to have fun pictures. Your goal is to have very light copy that's very conversational. Because think about it, if you come and you hang with us at our event, if you meet someone face to face, you just want to be friendly, right? So that's why your ads just want to be conversational. Think of it as if you're going to meet someone at a cocktail party. You just want to very light, very casual, very conversational, and get them to know you. And when you do that, people are going to respond better to that. They're going to interact well. It'll drive down your cost per click. Also want to make sure that you narrow your niche. That is very important. So you notice that in the real estate example, I said targeting women that are engaged that live in San Diego. That's very narrow and specific. You know that they're prime suspects, prospects for first-time home buyers. So narrowing your niche, narrowing your targeting, and your precise interest is very key. This is something that's really cool. This is this is something I'm sharing in my effort to really try and over deliver for you guys. I would definitely jot this stuff down, whether you do it now or you do it in a week from now. This has made us so much money. This has made our clients so much money. This is such a game changer. So this is how to get thousands of targeted likes to your business. If you're a local entrepreneur or you're a service professional, if you're like, we've had insurance agents that have gotten, more than 5,000 likes, and they're like rock stars at their chamber of commerce. And for my business, when I took nickunsworth.com and I got it past 10,000 likes, I mean, I got featured in very popular, widely sold books, right? I mean, how hilarious is that? You know what I mean? It creates a perception and it builds your authority, and it's really freaking important. So, and for us, as Facebook advertising, guys, and having a lot of clients that we do this for, one of the biggest things that businesses are still looking for is they want to get more likes, but it's not about just getting the likes. We want to teach you how to convert them, but you got to get them first before you convert them into customers. So just write this down. It's click like if you love, and then insert your industry. So for example, for Lisa, it might be click like if you love The Biggest Loser, the show, right? Now Lisa might be targeting people that live in San Diego that like the show The Biggest Loser. Or what if Lisa, if she's ready for that next phase and she takes her business online, click like if you love The Biggest Loser, and she's targeting the only people that are going to see that ad are people that have already liked The Biggest Loser as a show. That's crazy because we already know that they like The Biggest Loser, right? So what's going to happen is that when a fan of The Biggest Loser sees her ad from Lisa and it's very fun and it's conversational and it's about The Biggest Loser and it says click like if you love it, they're going to click the like button. It's like we're monkeys. When someone tells you to click like if you love something and you love it, you're like, boom, you just click it, right? So what'll end up happening is Lisa will get a very high click-through rate. And next thing you know, she's going to be getting targeted likes for pennies a piece. Instead of people normally spend a couple bucks to get one like. But imagine if Lisa can get a like for 1 penny, right? So Lisa could spend 10 bucks and get herself lots and lots and lots of likes. But they're targeted. They're very good targeted likes. That's the most important thing. Another example is, we had a radio station, a client out in Hawaii, and he's like, hey man, so I love your click like if you love example, but what do I do from a radio station? I was like, all right, well, it's easy. Who's your most popular artist on your station? He goes, Bruno Mars. Perfect. Your ad is click like if you love Bruno Mars, and then you just target Bruno Mars. And then you just make your geographic targeting be just the people that live within Hawaii. And he's like, man, that's awesome. Next thing you know, this guy Keith, he's getting likes for 2-3 cents a piece. Right now, his radio station has more likes than any other radio station on the island. So it's just a cool thing for their branding and positioning. More likes than anyone else. You know what I mean? Than any other station. It's cool. If you're in real estate, click like if you love real estate. If you're in marketing, click like if you love marketing. I ran an ads that say click like if you love social media, and I would target people that like social media, right? So that's a cool thing. It will get you lots of likes and help you make money. Next thing here is networking. So networking is all about connections. And one of the things is that networking has allowed me and us to make, I would derive probably 50% of our revenue from networking, from joint ventures and relationships. I met my business partner from networking at an event that I paid $5,000 to be at. And that same person was my first $50,000 contract, my first 6-figure contract. Then he bought my whole business, right? So that came from an event that I paid $5,000 to go to. I am all about if I can go meet some high level entrepreneurs and I got to pay $5,000 to get in, I'll do it. I have done it, and it works out well. So networking, this is how I've made lots of money, well over $1 million over the past couple of years just from networking alone. And the one thing that you want to keep in mind is the money is what we call the money equation. Simple as it's who are you, who do you help, and how do you help them? So, my name is Nick Unsworth, and I'm a kick-ass business coach that helps entrepreneurs grow profits with innovative Facebook marketing strategies so that you can have a business and a life on fire. People will typically say, "What the heck is a business and life on fire?" Some people kind of get it, but then I can open up, I can share more details and what we do. So you just want to make sure that you're clear on what it is that you do and how you express that, because that's your tool, in a networking environment. And you want to make sure that you network up. Networking up means, why not network with more and more influential people, right? So if we assume this, if you said, man, this Nick Unsworth guy has a heck of a network. He's got guys like Gary Vaynerchuk and John Assaraf and celebrity entrepreneurs at his fingertips because he focuses on networking. And if we just for a second assumed that I have a really good network, then shoot, wouldn't it be awesome to then network together or come to an event where we can bring all these people together and you can just hop into it. So for example, I've got a contact, this guy Joe Polish. So I've met him a handful of times. He has people pay him $25,000 just to go to 3 events per year, where all you get to do is walk into his event and you spend a day together with these people. But you're rubbing elbows with Paula Abdul, you're rubbing elbows with other very successful entrepreneurs, but it only takes one contact to bring in 6 figures of revenue, right? So for me, I'm always, I pay 36 grand a year to be a part of my business coach and be a part of her mastermind and network, but we've already made well over that literally in the first month. So a mastermind too, this is a whole different thing. I don't know. Can you guys type in the chat box, give me a yes if you've ever heard of a mastermind or if you're in one, or a no if this is kind of new lingo for you. Okay, cool. So we've got lots of yeses, considering 2 right now. Billy says he hates the term. You know what, Billy? I'm with you, man. I wish, you know what? I've tried to figure out a better way to call this than a mastermind. I cannot figure it out. If you happen to have, um, yeah, Billy's saying, yeah, he hates it because people don't know what the heck it is. Um, if we could figure this out and figure out a better way to say master, I'm with you. But basically, a mastermind is if you get together a group of high level entrepreneurs that are in the same industry, if you spend a day or two together and you are working on each other's businesses, there's so much opportunity to network together, to pass business to each other, get referrals, all that good stuff. So we actually have a mastermind that's November 2nd and 3rd for our private clients. Any folks that are coming to our event November 1st, we'll share some details about that. But it's something for me personally and for our clients. We move a ton of business this way, and I love doing business through relationships. It's way more fun than selling. Which is cool. So masterminds are a great way to unlock that. It's a great way to get access to some really smart people, solve problems, create strategy for your business, and all that good stuff. All right, so cool.
Hey Nick, before you shift gears real quick, since we're polling everybody here, is this stuff helpful? Is this stuff cool? The things that Nick's covering here, was it cool to hear Nick in about 5 minutes put basically an entire business plan together for Lisa, the personal trainer? I don't know about what you guys think, but I think that's pretty freaking amazing, and it's definitely somebody that I want to listen to, and it's definitely somebody that I want to be around. So I just want to see if you guys feel the same way. It's awesome. Awesome.
Right,
yes, love it.
Well,
Good.
I'm glad Lisa is saying yes in all caps because imagine Lisa's just like, nah, I don't like that. That shit.
Nah, that sucked. Yeah. Good.
All right, cool guys. Well, hey, I really really appreciate. It's been some really cool feedback and comments and stuff. So really dig that. It's helpful for me to hear that kind of stuff, so I know that I'm on track and I'm not just kind of talking to myself here with the headset on like a creep. So I'm just playing. But no, that's cool. I definitely dig it, and we won't be a whole lot longer. I'm just gonna wrap up on this pillar, and then I'm going to share with you guys some really cool info about. We've got a really awesome event coming up November 1st, which is right around the corner, and we've made it just a super affordable. We've got an awesome set list for you and some good stuff coming up with that, so we'll share that with you in a minute. So the last pillar is all about focusing on a journey worth living and playing big. So I touched on this in the beginning. This is kind of like your purpose. This is why you're doing what you're doing. And a business without a purpose is like a human without a heart. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it, the Tin Man or whatever? I mean, you're just end up being about money. It's superficial. It's never going to be that level of fulfillment that's just so much fun to experience. So the cool thing is that any business can give back money to charity. Any business can um, have a different sense of meaning. But what's so crazy is that not only is it good for us individually just for happiness sake, but it actually, from a marketing perspective, it's what the market wants right now. Generation Y, they're a different breed. Generation Y is they want to support causes, they want to support movements, they want to be inspired. It's a very different environment. It's not like the baby boomer generation, right? Now that's not to say that they don't care about that stuff, but I'm just saying that some of the companies that are growing the fastest are the ones that have missions behind them. You know what I mean? It's the Tom's shoes that gives, every time someone buys a pair of shoes goes overseas to someone that actually needs it. I mean, it's a different world that we live in where this stuff is making a huge impact from a marketing perspective too. And when you have that kind of a mission purpose, you're going to be at a different place as an entrepreneur. You're going to get better PR, all that kind of stuff is going to happen. So that's one aspect of the giving back. I kind of went out of order, but that will change you as a business owner. It will change your business. As an example, we have a client, this guy named Kevin. He's got a company, Yogasana. They make yoga mats, right? So they make yoga mats that are hand woven in the birthplace of where yoga was invented. I mean, it was invented like tens of thousands of years ago in this place called Banaras, India. So it's got the story, it's got the history. So, his company, the tagline was eco-friendly yoga mats. And I look at it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not at all what your company is about. Who gives a shit about eco-friendly? I was like, you are hand weaving yoga mats in the birthplace of India, like hand woven in the birthplace of yoga in Benares, in the birthplace of yoga. Like that's your story. Like that's your tagline. It's not eco-friendly. Eco-friendly is a feature. Like that reminds me of like a household cleaner. Who cares about that? It's about your story. And so when he realized it, he changed the tagline. Now when he ships the yoga mats, it comes with a handwritten note from the weaver from Benares, India, and they actually now put in incense in the packaging, right? So you open up, it's a full sensory experience. You're smelling it, you're seeing it. The yoga mats are different texture than, they're hand woven out of cotton. They're great for hot yoga and all that stuff. They're not slippery. It's a different experience. What ends up happening is that person that receives it, it's a whole different feeling. The other thing is that there's a note in there that anyone that buys that yoga mat, a percentage of money goes to that community to support that community. And ever since he wove that in, his business has been changing. It's turned into a mission. And for yogis that are buying the mat, they're not just buying a mat, they're supporting a greater mission. And his sales have been rocketing and jamming, which has been awesome. And he's also playing at a different level. This guy, he's a successful guy. He's been in other businesses, but this for him is fun because he's helping. He can see the fruits of his labor, not just helping his bank account, but he's helping other people. So that's cool. Very cool. So if you can weave that in, that's great. That's our kind of mission is our goal is to be pumping out 100K a year to charity as we grow the business. So, Ryan and myself and team members have a great lifestyle, but if we can also pump out enough money to make some real difference, that's what we're doing. And our greater mission, if I get really, kind of deep with you, is if we just inspire one or two or who knows, hundreds of entrepreneurs to weave giving into their businesses, imagine this ripple effect of greater good that we're doing. So this is kind of my grand master plan, but imagine if we could one day think back and be like, oh my God, we've got thousands of entrepreneurs that are part of our community, thousands of entrepreneurs, and out of that, maybe there's hundreds that give back to charity. Maybe we're all doing something awesome. So, so that's cool. So we're going to be interviewing a lot of the folks that we work with, and we want to be hearing some stories of how other people are weaving in this philosophy into their business and how it's helped them. And so we're going to be sharing all kinds of cool, stories. We already have lots of clients that are doing this, and their sales are blowing up, and cool stories. So anyway, other than that, we want you to have fun with your business so that you like doing it, so that you're not bored, so that you want to do it. And that comes from planning your adventures first. So if you want to save money for retirement, you have to take that money out first. That's why 401ks are effective, because they take it out and they can't touch it or else they get penalized. Now, as entrepreneurs, if we don't take out money first, how much do you save after the fact? Don't you kind of blow all of it that you have, right? You get your check for 10 grand and it's like, how the hell did I go through 10 grand this month? What the heck did I buy? It's like, oh, well, whoops, right? Because it just kind of goes. It just, when you have it, you spend it. So same is true with your time. If you don't plan it first, it just goes, just like your money, right? So that's why if you can plan your trip first, you can schedule your vacations first and make them immovable, right? Take that weekend a month off, and that's really important because when you do that, the funny thing is you actually need those times to decompress. When you burn the midnight oil and you bust your ass and you go 7 days strong with no break, you're actually operating at a lower mental level of capacity than you are when you have a break, and you're going to statistically get less done by working more hours. It used to blow my mind. This guy, Evan Pagan, he got more done in less time than anyone I've ever met. I mean, this guy would write a full, 400-word blog post in 10 minutes, right? Sometimes for Ryan and I, you might think of writing an email could take you an hour, or a blog post used to take me a half a day, or shooting a video used to take me 4 or 5 hours. And now I've trained myself where I do videos in one take. You know, we can one take for videos consistently. I used to write scripts and do all this stuff. It's like, there's still a need for scripts at some point, but it's like if you can get yourself to the point where you can do things fast like that, and you can schedule in time to have enough time to take those breaks to feel recharged, you're going to have way better focus. You're going to get way more done, and you're going to actually have time for your friends and family. So schedule out that time first, and I promise you, it's scary as hell first, but if you go on vacation, how much stuff do you get done before you go? You get a lot done, right? Just the same thing will happen. So now, granted, we're certainly not perfect with Life on Fire. We've got really good values, we've got really good things that we do. This past month we've slipped a little bit. We're working a little bit harder than normal because of our big event coming up. But we'll certainly get back on the tracks, which is okay. That stuff happens. But just try it. Plan something first. Take a day off. Plan something off first, and see if you can't make more money and still do that. And as soon as your brain realizes, holy shit, I can work less and make more money, then you're really going to have fun, because there's nothing better than having more free time and make more money. All right, so Ryan, if you can pop on and maybe answer a question real quick, I'm going to just swap this real fast.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Cool. I'm just gonna run through a couple questions. If you guys have any questions, it looks like everybody's been pretty active in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, definitely please throw them in there. So somebody's asking, what was the name of the yoga mat company? It's Yogasana, Yogasana. Instead of Savasana, it's Yogasana.
Yeah, and I actually, and that's just one of the things we do too. When we've got cool entrepreneurs we're working with, it's like, we're going to be featuring him on our site, and I bought a mat, and it's so cool. I bought a mat. I went to yoga, and I had 3 people ask me where I got the mat from, because it's unique and it's different. But that mat becomes a conversation piece. I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. It's from like Benares, India, and it's hand woven, and they give money back to the people that live there. If that mat was just an eco-friendly mat like it was before, be like, oh yeah, it's just this, eco-friendly mat. Man, boy, is it friendly for the eco, right? I mean, like, it's just a different vibe, right? It's not word of mouth worthy, so that's cool. So that's the last pillar there, and I know we're getting a little long on time, and we've got just a 2-hour block allotted. So I want to just spend a few minutes and talk to you guys about what's coming up at the event November 1st. So the beauty of this this live virtual event here is that everyone that's on the line right now, we're all live in San Diego. So we're basically neighbors. I know San Diego's kind of big, but imagine if we were to all be together and we're to be networking. And it's like, for Lisa, I know that Lisa's in health and fitness. Imagine if I could connect her with someone else that is also in her industry that could refer her business, and that they could be referring each other back and forth. Right. So there's always going to be synergy. That's something that we're really good at doing, is the networking piece. So our mission is to take everybody. Let's create this mixer environment. Let's get everyone together, and let's see how we can't help each other, create more success in the businesses. So our event's called the San Diego Entrepreneur Summit. It's November 1st at the W Hotel in downtown. And the way we look at it is, like, as entrepreneurs, we can keep doing the same thing we're doing over and over and over and over again, and go at it alone. We have a lot of solopreneurs on the line, but it's so much better just to work together and have other people that you can go to for help. We've got our Facebook group that you guys are part of now anyway, get questions answered. But as an entrepreneur, I get so much benefit out of networking and masterminding with other entrepreneurs. It's been one of our biggest success factors. That's why it's one of our pillars. So basically, or B, join us November 1st at our event. So this is a special offer, and this is just going to be, I'm going to run through kind of what's going on at the event, what you guys are going to get. Please keep in mind, this is a really just meant to be super affordable for you guys, and we have made it that way. And this is, not meant to be like a cheesy infomercial, but I just got to get to the details. But we've got, for the Entrepreneurs event, the purpose of it is we're going to help you make more money, work less, and have a business and life on fire. That's the end of the day, like, shit, isn't that what being an entrepreneur is about? Making more money, working less, and having purpose. So that's what we're here to do. So here's a couple of reasons why to attend. So we're going to have some really, really phenomenal business building coaching that you can take. We're going to have some great extensions and advanced content on how to build your authority. Think of this as a little bit high level. We want to drill down and get you more meaty content so that you can walk away and implement and make more money and come back and say, man, I took, your light campaign and got X result. We're very results-based, results-driven. So end of the day, we want to help you build your authority, make more money, live the dream. We're going to have some more advanced content about the 4 pillars to the 6 or 7-figure business. And then in number 3, we are going to talk about Facebook advertising strategies to attract ideal clients. So like I said, any successful business needs more leads, needs more email addresses, and needs more opportunities. So that's what we happen to be very, very, very good at. It's one of our best skill sets, and we're also very good at teaching it and helping our clients get results too. So the next piece is networking, and networking alone will be worth the value of coming to this event. So networking with other entrepreneurs, and we're going to be doing a speed networking exercise. So I actually didn't even get into detail. I had a business networking company in the past called the Connection Tree. So I not only love to network, but I'm also I think I'm pretty skilled at organizing a cool way to network that's not boring. It's fun. It's kind of breaks the ice. But we want to, we're all neighbors. So if we can help you guys pair up and network with each other, that'd be cool. And then how will this change your life? This is the purpose: increase profits, reduce hours worked. We do have some bonuses for buying a ticket and attending. We are going to give you guys a complimentary ticket to the January 10th summit in San Diego. So what's cool about this is we're literally spending $27,000 to get Gary Vaynerchuk to the event. This event will cost a decent amount of money because we have to somehow figure out how we're going to pay for all this stuff. But basically, we're going to throw in a ticket to this event, which is a really cool thing because it is going to be expensive to go to this. So that's cool. The event's going to rock January 10th. Number 2, we're going to give you guys access to our members area. And, we've got some cool resources. We've got, if you do 30-minute consultations, we've got a whole format and how to do those and how to create conversions. If you are into networking, we've got an elevator speech framework. We've got a 60-second commercial script, supplier relationships, graphic designers, Facebook marketing experts, all, virtual assistants, contact managers, all kinds of cool stuff. We have been around the block, and I've gone through so many different suppliers, and I've spent so much money to be a part of different masterminds to get to these relationships. So this is it's way cooler than it looks because we've got some really good suppliers on there. Number 3 is we're going to throw in there our Triple Your Fans training. So this has a strategy that we call the Social Alliance that does not need an ad budget. And it's a great way, especially with networking here in the local market, but it will help you get more fans to your Facebook page and get more traffic and create more conversions. So that's an instant, you can download it, you can watch it right away in our members area. So we're going to give that to you as well. And so this is something where I have paid over $5,000 to go to, an event like this. So we've got our coaching at $997, networking with local entrepreneurs, $497, complimentary ticket to January 10th event, $497, access to Life on Fire, approved resources, $197, Triple Your Fans training, $197. So I've had someone say, so the total value is $2,385. I've had someone come back and say, you know what, your total value is kind of ridiculous for the event. Now, whether this number seems outrageous to you or whether it seems normal, I personally, all these things on here, I honestly feel like I'm being conservative with these numbers because I could teach one thing at this event that could help you make 6 figures in your business, right? I could do a hot seat like we did for Lisa. I could change the course of someone's entire trajectory as an entrepreneur, or you could meet one relationship at this event that could put 5, 6, or even 7 figures of revenue into your business. So, I mean, there's so much more value than this. So I do stand behind that number. So I love this part. This is just a kind of interesting question. So what would you pay to attend an event like this? So I'm curious. We just pop it in the chat box, 2,000, 100, 500. Curious. Okay, cool. We got 2,000. Okay, $97. All right. $500, 1,500. Okay, cool. So just curious to see where you guys are at. And so what we're going to do today is for you guys. It's $97. So if you guys want to jump on right now and hop on for only $97, you can join us at this event in person, live, November 1st. It's going to rock out. We're going to, it's at the W Hotel. We're pulling out all the stops. We're going to have, professional photographer on site. We're going to be doing some cool things. We're going to have a lot of fun together. And it's $97. So this is a deep discount. The event is $497, but if you jump on board with us, you can get it for only $97. So we're going to give you guys a coupon code on how to do that. So that's cool. So you guys excited? Is that a good deal or what? $97? Is that a better deal than what you were thinking? Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are excited. All right, sweet. Cool. So $97 is what we have for you guys, and we want to make it so that we have over 700 people that have registered for this webinar series. We have over 370 entrepreneurs in the Facebook group. So we've got a really cool network already. So it'd be nice to kind of get together and in person, and we're going to be able to meet, hang out. We've got our team flying in, and we'll be able to add a lot of value for you guys and help you build that business and life on fire that we're talking about. All right. So we do have a special, also a little promotion here. So we've got the first people that buy tonight, the first 50 people, we're going to throw in an additional Facebook advertising virtual workshop. So these are going to be 2 live sessions that we're going to be delivering in the coming next 2 weeks. And they're 2 live sessions. We're going to drill down. We're going to show you how to build campaigns. We're going to walk through the ad campaign manager, and we're going to teach how to get this traffic and how to actually build these campaigns. So that's a $497 value. So if you hop in, you can get access to that. And then the first 30 people that hop in, we're also going to throw in our VIP lunch on November 1st. So we're going to buy you lunch. We're going to have like a really banging meal that Friday at the event. So this is, everyone that's at the event, this will be an additional thing that for you guys that take fast action, jump on board. And we're going to have our team. So we're going to have Shane Johnson, Ryan Skelly, myself, Ryan Dewey, and we're going to be basically sharing some cool advanced Facebook advertising strategies during lunch. So it'll be kind of like a working lunch. It'll be for 90 minutes. But I figure, hey, if you're going to come in the event anyway, why the heck not be VIP? And we'll feed you a banging lunch, and it'll be a lot of fun. So that's if you jump on right away. And so what we'll do now is if you guys, if you just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a link on the screen. So it's all tracked based on who purchases. And all you have to do is grab your credit card. We're going to put it on the screen. You can purchase and you can check out. And then we'll keep track of it that way. Whoa. And then basically here is the link for you guys. So basically it's lifeonfire.com/San Diego. And then you just type in the coupon code, which is SAVEBIG in all caps. And that's going to get you guys access to this awesome event for just $97. And then, we'd love to see you guys at the VIP lunch. We'd love to have you part of that Facebook advertising workshop, and you'll get all the bonuses with this as well. So again, it's lifeonfire.com/San Diego. And we'll have Ryan, if you type that in the chat box, then everyone can also click on the link over there too. And that would be cool. And then from there, basically, at the event, we're going to do a lot of cool things. We're going to have our speed networking in the morning. We're going to then move into our first session that we're going to dive into some really banging content. We're going to then move into a break, have more content. We'll have our lunch. And so basically the goal is for you to walk out of this event all fired up, but not just inspired and fired up. It's not a rah-rah event to just try and create short-term motivation. This event is designed to help you get your business to the next level. So we want you to leave there with some tangible action steps, some things that you can do to implement in your business, some things that apply to everyone. If we can help you get more done in less time by focusing and using some of the tactics that we can teach, if we can help you market your business and get more leads and opportunities faster, how much is that worth to you? So that's the whole thing with the event, is that it's all about how can we help you make more money and ultimately work less and have a purpose and real meaning and fulfillment behind your business. So So we're fired up. So we're not new to the coaching industry, but we're really excited to be out here in San Diego and have this live event. We're going to network. We're going to totally crush it together. We're going to kick some ass. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that is everything on my side. I think what I'd like to do now is if we can hop over to Ryan Dewey, and I know we've had a bunch of questions that have come back. So Ryan, if you maybe want to bring up any of the questions or just introduce yourself and let us know why you're fired up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Dewey. I am Nick's partner in crime in this whole Life on Fire thing we're doing over here. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited to have this event in San Diego with you guys. I'm spent many years in San Diego and can't wait to be back and spend a weekend out there for this event. So it's we've come to the conclusion that the universal problem that almost every entrepreneur has that if you can solve this one problem for them, it will solve all of their other problems. If they have staffing problems, or they have overhead problems, or they have not enough hands on deck problems, if you can solve that one problem of I need to get more business coming in the door, that solves almost all those other problems. So that's what we're really focused on when it comes to what we're teaching and really the type of content and the type of information we're looking to deliver and the type of impact we're looking to have. And not only that, but to do it with genuine integrity and sincerity. So I don't know if you guys can hear it in Nick's voice or not, but he really is sincere about what he's talking about in terms of his mission to help entrepreneurs, his mission to give back to charitable causes and organizations and whatnot, and really just kind of live that life of abundance and pass along this information and education and these tactics and strategies that work really, really well. So we could just as easily take all this stuff and keep it for ourselves and never release it to the public and never teach other people about it. But really, there's no need for that. There's so much opportunity, and there's so many unique businesses that teaching a personal trainer how to drive more leads to their business, that doesn't take anything away from us. Teaching a yoga mat company how to crush it, again, all it does is just make things better for more people. So really, really fired up. We've had some people ask how long is it or what are the times. It's a full day of content that you're going to get. So it starts at 8:30 in the morning and it goes until 5 p.m. So $97 is getting you the entire day's worth of content. All right, see if we have any other questions here. Cool. Again, it's at the W Hotel downtown. All of you should know where that is. If you don't, Google it.
Sweet, man. And there's nothing better than being in business with friends and being in a place where we can put together a cool event at an awesome venue like the W. And we're going to provide like we were saying, what Ryan just was kind of reaffirming is the content's going to be about very specific about how you can make more money in your business, and then just really, really key that we're going to help you do speed networking and get break it down so that everyone can kind of understand what each other does in a fun way that's not cheesy. But if you leave this event and you've got some action steps and you've learned some things that you can do to implement in your business, and you've got a handful of business cards and there's a couple people in there that you're going to do business with and you're going to pass each other referrals, how much is that worth? So that's why we're excited to make this a really just juicy kind of offer for you guys, and throw in the bonuses and the VIP lunch and all that stuff with the coupon code Save Big, so that we can make it so that there's no obstacles to getting there. So it's kind of our little gift to you. So we are fired up.
Yeah, and we have some other people ask if they can bring other entrepreneurs, if they can bring other guests. We do still have room for guests at this point, so I can't promise that that's going to be the case if you wait. In fact, I don't know if you've ever been to an event at the W, but their biggest room only holds about 150 people, so we're not looking to be shoulder to shoulder in there. So we're capping this event at about 120 people. So we definitely can't promise you a seat if you delay. We certainly can't promise your guests seats if they delay. So for anybody who registers, we will reach out to you and let you know how you can bring a friend at actually no cost. So if you have a buddy and you want to split the cost, you do need to register so that we can reach out to you and we can let you know how you can go about kind of implementing that bring a friend process. But we will reach out to each person and let you know how you can do that. So, and if you want to bring more than one friend, you're absolutely welcome to. Obviously, it makes the most sense if they're an entrepreneur. That's how they're going to get the most out of the content and the most out of spending their day with you and with us in the event. Cool.
Awesome. And guys, you will see this in the chat. So just as an example, Shelly just wanted to say, congratulations and welcome. We're very fired up to have you at the event. And so she had a question in the chat that came back and said, I just registered. How do I know that I received all of your bonuses? So I responded to all. So you probably, I think you'll see that thread in your chat box area. And basically my response is, that you're going to get an email that's going to have information about the bonuses that you're going to receive, and also anyone that's on the line that's buying right now, then you're absolutely going to get the VIP lunch, and you'll have access to the additional bonus Facebook advertising training sessions too. So you will definitely get an email with that information, and we will we're very big on customer support, so we'll be in contact with you guys and make sure that you've got everything that you need. We'll get you everything that we promised, and we'll make sure that you've got a great experience between now leading up to November 1st, and it'll be awesome to hang out and meet you. So, and cool. She's saying, all right, so how do I bring a friend? So to bring a friend, what's really cool about that is the way we look at it is that as far as bring a friend goes, is that if you're here, obviously you're a San Diego-based entrepreneur, it's like, we want to encourage others to bring their friends, because at the end of the day, if we grow this organically, that's such a healthy way to grow our network, to grow the community as a whole out here with Life on Fire. So we're really all about referrals and all about, if we've got you folks that are coming and then we've got you guys bringing your friends, it's just a great way to grow the network for everybody. So we are going to pick up the tab. So if you want to bring a friend, there will be no cost for your friend to attend. So that's just a nice little thing that we're doing as a benefit for you guys. And then what will happen is that you're going to also get an email tomorrow that's going to include a coupon code that's going to track who the friends are that you guys are bringing, and we'll have that information for you guys too. So that is awesome. And thank you for thinking about that and for bringing a friend. So, all right, sweet. All right, cool. So we've got a handful of folks who are asking the same thing about bringing friends, and just want to say welcome to Johnny also that's attending. Looking forward to meeting you, my man. And Christine, Brian, Michael, and Jeremiah. Welcome. Fired up to meet you guys too. So I'm really glad to see you guys have registered. Oh, and look at this. Shelly, Nick, I teach energy medicine for 20 plus years, and you really understand energy. Awesome. Maybe, Shelly, you can use some healing on November 1st, because I feel the dentist told me today that this monstrous wound from my wisdom teeth looks like a golf ball in my cheek is going to be there. So I think I'm still going to have it by the time I see you. Maybe there's some energy healing tricks you can help me with, but I don't look too much of a freak, I swear. But awesome. Well, this is exciting, guys. I'm glad that we've got so many people that are fired up to attend, and we'd love to have your friends there as well. So, Ryan and our team will be reaching out with the how to bring the friend and make that happen, which is cool. And let me see here. So, what I think I'd like to do is, why don't we bring on Shane Johnson? So Shane is flying all the way from way up in Canada. Shane is, you guys have heard me talk about him throughout the presentation. He's a very, very, very good friend of ours. He's so much fun to work with. And, we've been working together on Facebook advertising for a long time and in the same industry. And, we started working together in our campaigns. We've got lots of clients that we do work on together. And so Shane's going to be coming. He's going to be one of our content experts with us, during the lunch. And you guys are going to absolutely love this freaking guy. He's amazing for a million reasons. And so let me see if I can unmute him. What's up, Shane?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. So dude, are you excited to come out here to sunny San Diego or what?
I can't wait. We got 2 feet of snow here today.
Really? No kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say that's early for that, man.
No, we had a little frost, but no snow yet.
Good. I was gonna say that's a little early.
But yeah, I'm totally looking forward to being out there and seeing everybody. And you know what? If you guys hang around in the bar and buy us a pitcher of margaritas, you can pry us for a little extra. But
Yeah.
Ryan Skelly and I have been working real hard in the Life on Fire labs to get you guys the latest and greatest on, getting some awesome leads from Facebook. And we have a little technique that we've kind of hidden, personally dubbed the Gatling gun approach to getting leads. So, the margaritas will definitely pry that out of us.
Yeah, we there's no doubt about it. We've been known to have a lot of fun, here at the Life on Fire. So definitely, we'll definitely make it a fun. It'll probably be an event like you really haven't been to before. So it'll be a
I
good
really
time,
think
that's
that's
for
the
sure.
solution to reducing the swelling on your cheeks too.
Yeah, I may have to try that. I may definitely have to try that out tonight.
So
Sweet.
you guys may think this is a joke, everybody listening, but I was prepared to have a serious conversation with Nick today about procrastination, that he has not yet, as far as I know anyway, he has not yet placed the order for the T-shirt cannon. Like, those things at a baseball game where they fire the T-shirts into the bleachers? He told me he wanted to have a T-shirt cannon on hand for this event. So, buddy, it's time to
It's go
place the
time.
order.
It's go time, and I will make it happen because we have some really awesome Life on Fire shirts. It's kind of crazy. So we had I had a party at my place, at the beach out here in the PB area, and I had a friend that needed a shirt. So of course, what do? I just throw him a Life on Fire shirt, and I normally am the guy, I try, around my other friends, I don't really try and talk as much business, 'cause they're not always into it. And this is the friends that aren't entrepreneurs and stuff. But I throw them a shirt and they're like, oh, everyone starts asking, what's this Life on Fire? They don't even know, right? Because I just, I'm trying to be respectful of that circle of friends. So anyway, long story short, next thing you know, everyone wants a Life on Fire shirt. We did this crazy T-shirt exchange. There's like 15 to 20 of us. We're all trying on different shirts because I only had so many sizes and stuff. We make this whole crazy puzzle work. We head out to the bars, all in Life on Fire shirts. And it was so crazy because Life on Fire, from a name, people just got it. I mean, we had people taking pictures with us, buying us rounds of shots. It was completely nuts. But so we've got lots of shirts we're going to be bringing, and yes, they will. Some of them will be fired out of a T-shirt cannon, but it's just cool. We're definitely going to be doing some cool stuff, for our clients that are in the area, and folks that attend. Like we might just do kind of like impromptu meetups at maybe a happy hour at a cool spot, whether it's Del Mar or downtown or something. So. We're looking at this is the beginning of a cool business relationship and friendship too, and the more entrepreneurs that are successful that we're kind of hanging out with together, the more we're all going to be able to raise our businesses up and make more money, all together. So that will be cool. So awesome, guys. Well, any other? Okay, cool. So. Okay, the networking icebreakers that's a push out of my comfort zone. Can you give me an idea of how that goes? Okay, cool. So as far as networking goes, this is definitely nothing to make anyone uncomfortable. So we're not going to be doing anything weird by any means. But think of speed networking as all we want to accomplish is we want people to understand what each other does. It's not an environment. We're not going to have everyone stand up at a microphone in front of the whole room and like tell us what you do. So definitely not about making people feel uncomfortable. So that's definitely key. But think of it as, we're just going to have a couple questions that people like. So basically, think of it as, I don't know if you ever played a game called Power Hour, where every minute you take a sip of beer. Well, think of it as it's kind of like that with music, but it's going to be for networking. So every 3 minutes, we're going to have you get up and move your seat. And then you'll sit next to a different entrepreneur. And then at that point, there's just going to be a couple questions so instead of you sitting there and saying, so what do you do? And what do you do? We're just going to put a format behind it. So it's like, who's your ideal customer? What's the best referral for your business? And maybe what's one thing that no one knows about you? That's just something that's the icebreaker, right? It could be what's one thing that no one knows about you. So what ends up happening is you end up learning something about someone that's just a little bit different. For me, it could be something like, lot of people don't realize that I'm completely obsessed with black pepper. I put it all over my food. I offend every Italian family member. Like, I dated, I've dated an Italian woman a couple different times, or women a couple different times, and they're like, "Oh, you can't try it. Don't put any, try it before you put pepper on it." And it's like, I can't. I know I'm gonna just massacre whatever I eat. I'm just gonna put pepper all over it. I'm sorry, it's just how I am. I love pepper for whatever reason, right? So that'd be an example of an icebreaker, or anything that's just interesting about your life or your business. So it just meant to create conversation, but we're going to basically tell you guys what to do, or what to, the questions that you guys can talk to each other about. And the other thing too is that we might even organize you guys by industry. There's money in business would be one blanket kind of bucket. You might have health and wellness. So if we could have a woman like Lisa be sitting across other people that are in that profession, that'd be a little bit more streamlined for her. So it just meant to it's just meant to help kind of open up the conversation. But yeah, I'm with you. The worst thing would be, having someone have to stand up at a microphone, or, just nothing like that. So yeah, we're definitely going to make it real comfortable for everybody. We'll make a lot of fun. So you are good to go. No worries there. Awesome.
Yeah,
she goes, thanks, no mics. I know. It's like, I mean, now I'm all into speaking. I do this stuff a lot, but like I used to, I had like a legitimate phobia of speaking. I would go to these BNI meetings and I'd have to stand up and say my name and do my 60-second commercial. And every single time I would sweat and my heart would feel like it's going to blow out of my chest. It was the craziest thing. And I finally kind of got through it because of that speaking event in Hawaii. I just forced myself to do it. And then I just realized that if I'm just telling stories about stuff that I already know, and I realize that, if I'm just being me and it's okay that I screw up, that people will actually respect that, then I kind of lost the nervousness. And even like doing like these webinars and stuff, like, I don't know if you can tell by my style, I kind of just, I don't know. I'm not so concerned about screwing up. I'm not so concerned about stuttering or saying the right or the wrong things. And, at the end of the day, I'm literally just trying to be me and just being me. And it's a very liberating thing, because as soon as I stop trying to be like someone else, or I stop trying to model like another professional speaker that was like phenomenal, then I actually got way better and I became more comfortable. And what I realized is that if you're just more comfortable speaking, people actually believe you more, and people actually trust you more, and you actually come across way better. So now it's like, instead of trying to say the right thing, I'm actually just more focused on, I just want to be me and just be as comfortable as I can, and just kind of let go of any of that kind of worry, like, am I going to say the right or wrong thing? It'll just kind of happen. So, but anyway, that's yeah, I'm with you. I would definitely dread if there's some mics and stuff, but you're good there. So cool. We've had a couple other folks say that they're coming. So Janet, welcome. Looking forward to having you guys. And all right, Bob, did you realize I have? Of course, Bob doesn't realize this, but we have a Bob that's coming. And Bob, my mom has 3 sisters, all of which who married Bobs. So I have Uncle Bobs all over the place. And my mom has also 2 Uncle Bobs, and 3 of her sisters married Bobs. So anyway, a lot of Bobs going on. But Bob, welcome. We're excited to have you there. And Ryan, anything before we wrap up for the night?
No, I think we're good as far as questions go. And you know what? Hopefully you guys can see that being in business, there's no reason why it can't be fun. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be silly and unproductive and not really, just crush things and be super, super effective with what you're doing. But, there's no reason why you can't crack a joke. There's no reason why you can't enjoy what you're doing and, talk about things like T-shirt cannons and whatnot. So I think, you may find that this is unlike any event you've ever been to before in terms of just the genuine sincerity of the people that you're dealing with, as well as the unique content that you're not really hearing in too many other places. You're certainly not hearing in other live events. You're certainly not getting it in your backyard in San Diego. So, that's why we wanted to bring this event to you, was because, not only does it serve, the local community, but, it helps other entrepreneurs that are right down the street make their businesses thrive and do better. So it's really awesome. We're super, super excited and definitely looking forward to meeting all of you.
Awesome, man. Well said. And Ryan, if you could make a note, there's a couple people. I'm just looking at Billy. Billy had to jump off a little while ago before we got into all the details, and he was just asking if you could send him an email with the event details that he wanted to go. Just want to make sure if you can make a note of that, that'd be awesome. That was at 7:40 p.m. And he also mentioned if we ever go to Bootlegger, beers on him. And I was just there, but I love that place. But cool. All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up for the night. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the content. Oh, and last thing too, for you folks that jumped on board, it'd be really cool if you don't mind. So if you would go over to the Facebook group and just pop in there and just say that, hey, I'm fired up to go to the, the live event coming up. My name is XYZ and I do this and that. But maybe if you just shared your name, shared maybe why you're excited to go. Maybe you're excited to network. Maybe you're excited to learn, some tactics on how to get your business to the next level or whatever that may be. But if you go over to the Entrepreneurs on Fire San Diego group and just come over there and just type in why you're fired up to attend the live in-person event, and that would be super helpful. It'd be awesome. And also keep in mind, as far as your bring a friend, we'll send you guys the details on that tomorrow. We'd love to have, if they're as cool as you, we'd love to have them there as well. So that's our kind of gift to you guys. But yeah, if you would write something in the Facebook group, that'd be awesome. And we are going to definitely reach out to some of these folks in the group, and we're just looking to get the best and the most successful, most like-minded entrepreneurs. We want to have a killer group of 100, and we're going to we'll definitely be sharing some more information in the group too. So take advantage of the special coupon code. Hop on for only $97, and we'll see you guys November 1st. So have a great rest of your night. Ryan, Shane, thank you guys for everything. We'll catch up with you guys soon.